We got Officer Charles Faulkner in here. He's new to the show. Welcome, brother. If you got something you want to add?
Woo! How you doing?
How you doing?
See,
fundamentally, comments. Annette did show up.
See, fundamentally, one, this is the issue with the black community. We always incentivize bad behavior, like BGS said. We always want a second chance, but yet the people who get it right the first time usually got to pay the cost. So, when people talk about this gift from God, we're going to have to look at statistics instead of feelings sometimes. We're going to have to look at that. Are we creating families where it's locked down and secured, or are we just looking at people as interchangeable? Because a lot of times in the black community, we look at black men as they're interchangeable.
Black men or black people? Which one did you say?
Black men.
So what does that have
to
do with
okay, so the same way that I like you already, but I'm gonna just ask that you correct that, because if we're looking at black men as interchangeable, black men just have just as many baby mamas as baby mamas got kids. Please,
don't make this a man thing.
Hold on, let him finish. Let him finish.
I'm gonna let him breathe, but you tread dangerous ground with your comment.
Because first of all, we're going to talk to validity. Get out your feelings.
Oh, that ain't my feelings. It's not. It's actual facts. Statistics says you weigh in every single actual fact. You're talking about black people, men and women.
Kids, about 70% of them have about 2 different men. Explain that.
What happened?
68% of black women who have 2 or more kids are by 2 or more.
I missed what he said because him and I was arguing. So I heard what he said.
But what's the point with that?
In other words, I've noticed this whole thing.
That doesn't make them interchangeable.
So, in other words, can I finish my point?
Sure.
If you got one.
I have one. The fact of the matter, here's this excuse. Well, everybody makes mistakes, and every child's a blessing. Every child's a blessing until people got to take care of that child. Because when men got to go out there, we can't go to the system like women. I'm having trouble taking care of this child.
That's a lie.
No, it isn't.
You can go to
You're saying you have custodial custody of that child, you can't go to social services?
So wait a minute. How long have you been a man? How long?
That's what I'm trying to ask you.
This would be more productive if one person talk at a time.
How long have you been a man? Because I noticed people. I noticed people with an XY chromosome not speaking. Almost 40 years.
I'll just say this, and I'm not gonna. I don't want to go back and forth about it. I just want to say
in other words,
you brought up.
I can't finish my thought.
You brought up not one. You can't even do statistics right if you can't do the whole
here it is, right?
Community.
We want to celebrate
include all.
In the black community. We want to celebrate mediocrity. We constantly do this.
And I'm not going to disagree with that point. The only issue I have is you can't.
Okay, how you going to disagree with it? Please come with something that actually is disagreeable.
Have you, Department of Human Resources, as of 2011, women and men have the same rights. If we go up there together, hold on. If we go up there at the same time, you have 2 kids. I have 2 kids
right now.
It's talking over her. If you go to the Department of Human Resources, no man or woman is treated differently. If you have 2 children, I have 2 children. Our numbers in income are the same. We are going to get the same benefits, the same money. And best believe your kid's mother and my kid's father is going to have the same child support obligation, especially if they have the same income. And I know that for a fact. It's not.
A lie.
It's not. So what's your statistic? Pull up the numbers on it. Pull up the numbers on it. Pull up the numbers on it.
Many women. Guess who mostly doesn't pay child support? Women.
Overwhelmingly, it's not even close.
Because they have so
it's not. Women don't like it. I can agree with that. No, men don't like the court process.
Guess what?
I can agree with that.
Same process. Explain this to me. How a lot of women for one child can get $1,800 to $1,000, but a man with custody of 3 kids gets about what? $200 to fucking $400 a month.
I can agree with that statement, and I do not agree with the notion of child support at all. However, if a lot of men, especially our Black men, they don't, and I don't blame them again. They don't have the fight or the will to want to keep running back and forth to court the same way a spiteful, bitter woman does. And that's why these women have more benefits and more child support than.
And guess who mostly is in the courthouses working inside of them? Are they in favor of the men?
Wait a minute. We know that's a good question you just posed, because I just had this conversation with someone, and the conversation went like this. The gentleman said that, oh, it's women that's taking us to court. It's women that is causing us to pay this child support. Okay, but let's just back it up a little bit. Who created the laws? And who is the judge sitting behind the bench? And what gender is the judge sitting behind the bench? But those are white, European men and women that are majority of them are the ones that have created the laws and that are sitting behind the bench. So if they didn't care, that's one thing. And then thirdly, if men really cared about child support, then why is it that y'all fought for having more days off when you have a child, just having days off work, instead of fighting to change the
let me ask you this question.
The child support.
Let me ask you this question, right?
So
let me ask you this question. If a man went to an abortion clinic
that created the laws and are putting the judgment handle down on what you have to pay.
I'm going to say this. First and foremost, I don't give a damn who creates the laws. It's about who utilizes them.
You're going to utilize the law.
What did you just say about it? Hold on. Sis, hold on. I want him to finish his comment, and I want to hear what he said about an abortion clinic.
Stop it.
I want to know what you just said about an abortion clinic, as if you've been in one. You ever opened up and been in one?
He couldn't finish it. He couldn't finish it.
He should.
So here's the point.
Okay, so we're back on
or keeping the woman. What do you think the man would rather have?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
If a man had to pick between the woman or the children, what do you think that man would rather have?
What did you say about the abortion? The woman?
If he went there and he had to take the women or the children, what do you think he'd rather have? And by the way, I'm going to say something about
all males on that. I think me personally, in my situation, my baby daddy would kick me, kill me, and take the children.
So you're telling me, right, that all these men out here,
I didn't say all. I said my situation.
All these men out here that are on child support is just. But
no, absolutely not. I don't agree with the notion of child support.
We know a lot of the child support is bullshit off the break.
I agree.
But who created the laws?
And who's using them?
So, but why are you not trying to change that?
Wait, like it's easy to change laws.
Why are you not going to the NAACP? Why are you not going to your legislator? Why are you not going to your senators? Why are you not going to your city council people? Whoever creates
Officer Faulkner, let me get in here for a moment. Let me get in here for a moment and let me answer Lakita's question.
He still ain't said if he got a coochie to open up and talk about abortion.
Hold on.
Let me too emotional, whatever, and not letting anybody talk. So I'm going to have to mute some people.
Let me answer Lakita's question. Lakia, how difficult is it to get the Constitution amended?
Exactly. That's very, very, very.
That's true. But did y'all?
Hold on. Just answer the question. Just answer the question.
Changing the law.
Lakia,
how men can have the same days off of work when the child is born. So
Lakia,
why don't you fight the fight to change?
See, that's what happens when you have no accountability. Because you want to utilize the damn laws, but then you want to try to basically shame the man. Why can't you change the laws? Why the fuck are you using them?
Why don't
officers, I think you have a good point. I think you have a very good point.
Would you really pick? Are you trying to tell me modern women are good pickers of fathers?
What I'm saying, this is the thing.
Don't answer my question.
A female situation of how women vet their men, because the fact of the matter, the truth is, why are you men are not putting Jimmy hats on, knowing that you have kids at the same age, 2 8-year-olders or 2 15-year-olders by 2 different women, or 2 30-year-olders by 2 different women. Come on now, take accountability and wear Jimmy hat. And stop trying to put it on the woman so much.
The question: are you good pickers of fathers?
Put it on.
Hold on, you can't be a good picker so that you don't have to, because you can't gauge in how a man is going to.
But you can definitely gauge on what turns you on, right?
One point that
you can't. Here's the lack of accountability again.
One point that he just made was about changing the laws and utilizing the law. I don't want to make this a man against women or a woman against man thing, but because I hate and despise the notion of child support so much, I look into and I read and I see and I research and I have been privy to a lot of information. The more you take care of and spend time with your child, the less your child support is. So a lot of men get messed up over this joint custody, physical soul, etc., and they don't know that they have advocates. They do not realize that they do have the same tools and same things that women have to help them.
And
so
guess who majority gets? So when you get
brought to court for child support, you can, when you get that letter in the mail, carry your butt down there
and pay an
attorney. Go file. Get your baby for
Let me tell you the slick part about Let me tell you the slick part about child support. What a lot of women do. They will claim, "Well, I don't know where he lives," and they know damn well where he lives. They will claim and do all kinds of bullshit because I've seen it as a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
And they will actually go and try to make the arrears.
And they
then they will start something called rears.
Yeah.
And here's the idiocy of child support. You don't even get all the money. The court takes about 45%.
Yeah.
Sure does.
But look, this is what I'm saying.
Hold on for a second, sister. But we're going to go back to this fallacy because even the CDC and the census said black men are the best fathers in America. But yet, we still talk about the what? The 8%?
No, we're not. I'm not going to debate on that.
Just like I said, unfortunately,
52 to 54% of men that don't have children.
Unfortunately, I wish that black men knew that they had support, they had advocates, and the same power that women have within the court and the justice system, they have as well. They will nowadays. They are sweeping these women of their rights. They are, but again, I'm not saying that it's okay that a woman does this.
How much does a black man? How much does a black man get respected in a court of law anyway?
I'm sorry.
How much does a black man get respected in a court of law?
And I understand that.
Let me say something. But that's the truth.
How many times have you went to child support and child custody court? Do you see a lot of male advocates or female advocates?
Okay, we hear you with that.
Let me
say something real quick, Charles.
Hold on. I've noticed this. Every time I presented a question, it doesn't get answered. But when you
I'm about to answer you now.
I said I'm not denying that.
No,
again,
this is the thing.
I wish men knew.
Brief answer.
But let me can I jump in, please? This is the thing, sir. She just shared with you that we understand. She made it very clear. She said, we get it. But we hope that men understand that there are people out there that can advocate for them. We said that. But I also brought in a point, that's not being acknowledged. Why is it that it's such a hard deal to deal with? Now, I'm just going to put this out there. I never got child support. I'm the one that made the most money. So he could have came after me for child support. And we have joint custody. I gave him residency. So all my babies and the one father, I had excused him of even paying child support because he paid to help me take care of that son very well, him and his family. So not everybody's doing that. So we're going to say that too. Every woman is not going after men just trying to take their money for child support, because I wasn't one of them. I was one of those women.
Hold on, but what the women? Why are you not? Why are you guys? Hold on. What the women need to realize is this:
to unite.
Can I reply to that real quick? Because
let me finish. I'm gonna answer this question. Why are you guys not taking it? You're making it your business to unite as men and go to the laws and to your senators and your legislators and change the process. If it's
hold on. What the women do not understand is this.
You want me to answer you really? You want me to answer you really?
Yes.
Because one, how many women outnumber men? When have women ever given up a benefit that normally benefits them overall?
I did.
So, are you the majority? But I'm glad you said that, because women do not think in totality. You think in individual.
Well, all men don't think the same.
We're discussing totality.
Is your story something of the norm or the exception?
You know what?
No. Answer the question. Is your story the norm or the exception?
It can be. It can be the norm. But I think why is the exception?
How many times have I? Is it the norm?
And I said we are the exception because we have our kids
follow
the so there's no desire behind them for child support because they actually.
And then let's get back to what she said. You said you didn't put number 2.
Officer,
you put.
Can I have a moment just to speak? I'm just jumping in. So let's bring the reality to the picture here. The court system is not made for Black men. Period. Let's just say that. Okay. And on top of that, it's governed and designed for white people and women, regardless of what color it is. When you go to the courts, they're automatically thinking that the woman is taking custody, and they're automatically prepared to go to the male for child support.
Correct.
To be honest, that is just the way it's set up.
Yep.
I have 2 jobs, one at the hospital and one for an organization that helps with foster kids and taking people's children. That's who their primary focus is. I did not realize it until I got the job that was the primary, how the system is set up. So we're not going to sit here and paint this picture like the system is with the father, and they're not. That's not with them. The average male that takes custody of their children is almost 12%.
Thank
we're
you.
going to be honest here that is not the totality.
But that's not because they lose. They don't fight. They don't lose the fight. They don't fight at all.
That is what it is.
You did not hear that you cannot fight. You cannot fight.
Yes, you can.
You did not.
Let me tell you how you can.
How can you fight if you go to the
octagon? Charles, let her speak. She'll clear it up, Charles. She'll clear it up, Charles.
Yeah, what you said, Anetta.
Because the court system automatically think of the mother as the nurturing device in the household. So it's not the fact that fathers are not fighting. I'm not going to say that when I'm standing and I'm in the foot of it all. They take the fathers through the ringer to get custody of a child. There are some menus that they put on the father that they don't dare put on the mother.
Well, that's because it's hard to lose custody. I will say that it's hard to lose custody.
It's very hard for a mother to lose custody.
Exactly.
So we cannot be naive or
but
take a blind
share.
eye
what I'm saying is to share. If we have an upstanding man,
it's even hard to do that.
It's harder for a father because if you got a mother who does not have good communication and her device is to hurt the father, she is not going to want or desire to share custody with a man that she has a vengeant attitude toward.
And I agree. We'll take her back to court.
So we have to remove our emotions out of this.
And that's a large number. That's
but you know, I
gotta say this real quick. I'll say this real quick, and I'll give you the floor. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna give you a story of my boy Josh. You know how we like to throw this Pookie and Ray Ray bullshit around? Josh was a police officer just like me. His brother was a lieutenant. Okay? Josh's daughter's mother, may she rest in peace, even though she's still living. Really? She is the essential definition of what you would call a bitch. It's not because if it's insulting, it's because of her actions. You go ahead and you try to say, well, he's not taking care of his daughter, but his daughter is on his insurance. You constantly try to move around so he cannot find you. You lie to the courts and say he's abusive. And by the way, there's a lot of times you go to the court and the woman could say she's being abused, but you can obviously see the man with scratches. So we're not going to front like that doesn't happen. And women will try to get all these reports and trumped up charges against a man just so she can have an advantage. This woman has not let him see his daughter in 2 years. Lied to the military saying that she couldn't find him and try to go in, which is basically a federal offense, which is he working on. But every time a black man is supposed to fight, where's our help? We don't get it. We don't get it like women. See, women think the world runs the same way for them as it does men. No, it does not. No, it completely does not. And here's the problem with the advocacy. You have a lot of these chicks from welfare reform in these courthouses being magistrates and also people who speak on behalf of the woman. A man going in there is the equivalent of going to the UFC with your hands tied behind your back. Every man knows this.
Okay, I'm not to cut you off, but man, this is the part where I say yes, we can fight. You can fight, and you haven't fought. And Black, we did listen to him as well, just as respectfully.
How do you know?
What I want to say is this: how many laws are passed every year?
Hold on, Lakia. You know what that comment is like,
Lakia? Voted on every year. How many? Let me finish, please. How many laws in the Supreme Court have changed? How laws have been changed in the Senate? How many laws have been changed in the state? Marijuana is now throughout different states are being passed to be considered legal. So you're telling me when women went, let me finish, please. As women fought to have voting rights,
that's for tax.
I never fought.
Like people will put their energy where they have where they want to put their energy. If you have not put your energy in trying to change the child support system, then to me it's not affecting you enough. Because if y'all want marijuana so bad, guess what? Marijuana is now.
You know what? We want it so bad.
Hold on, Lakia. You know what that's the equivalent of saying, Lakia?
I'm gonna make a reply to her statement. I'm gonna make a reply to her statement.
I respectfully made it.
Let's just say,
just like I said, if you put your energy into something other than bashing the women, then guess what? Change it.
If you don't like it,
put forth your energy to change it.
Lakia, you know what that's the equivalent of saying? That's the equivalent of white people saying that black men didn't fight hard enough to keep civil rights for black men.
We did fight.
You know how asinine that statement is?
But did we fight it? Did they get up and fight for civil rights?
What happened with civil rights legislation?
Are they free?
What happened with civil rights legislation? How come affirmative action doesn't benefit black men the way it was designed to?
Segregation is now abolished because we
No. How come affirmative action does not benefit black men the way it was designed to?
We're gonna talk about laws, right?
Well, this is not the whole thing to talk about laws because we know they don't benefit us.
Slavery didn't benefit us, but we fought to be freed.
But how
we still ain't free? We still not free.
We're gonna go by historical
living
facts.
as slaves.
Let me put it to you this way. Black men fought for the right to be free. Black men fought for the right to vote because they actually literally picked up arms to do it. Women never.
I think what Lakia was trying to say is if that interests you as a group, then they will fight for the change.
And you think
we can make it seem like they haven't because they have been in the laws. Yes, the laws have been progressing. They're not where they should be. The same as racism, the same as
in other words, we should still silently suffer. Even though we're fighting.
Not. No, you should keep fighting. Any child you have,
I don't see the
we fought to make sure, because guess what? You can't be a deadbeat if you constantly fight. How much is that man supposed to fight? Because our last time checked, women don't have to go through that bullshit that men do.
Well, that's not our fault.
But yet,
all the time. We're not white ones. We're not the ones that's in there making the laws.
You don't care because it's not you dying of stress.
Guys. Please. We are on so many media devices.
We're not making the law, right? But we're not making the law.
Lakia, hold on.
But you're using it.
I just want to make this statement, and then
just like your insurance used the law.
Hold on.
Just like you
use it. I just want to make this statement, and for us to be able, we are all intelligent on this panel. If everyone is screaming, if everyone is screaming and not, you have a lot of people that want to hear what's going on. But we are not we can't sit here and say we're battling for this, we want to make sure we make right judges, we want to respect this person, respect women, respect men. But we're not respecting each other on the panel just to communicate.
Not even on the panel.
Everyone want to be able to speak and vocally tell and speak with your knowledge, your understanding, your clarity. That's wonderful. But at some point, we should not have to scream on a social device just to get our point across.
Am I loud? I'm sorry. I hope I'm not loud. If I am, I'm gonna turn my thing down.
But even just the interruption when someone else is speaking, it's okay to say, "Excuse me, can I say something for a moment?" Relinquish the floor, because the greatest thing about communication is there's two ways of communication. One person is listening, the other person is talking. If everyone is talking, what are we gaining access to? That's all.
So maybe David, you should do this panel a little better. You call out the people who can talk next.
Oh, now you want to go. First of all,
okay, let's get back to the topic.
Anybody as an adult will know to let somebody else talk. So what the hell you want me to do? So either you have, it's called self-control. It's called self-control.
I put my finger up, but I've been talking and I've been getting cut off.
You've been doing a lot of talking.
It goes both ways.
This is a very emotional subject.
Accountability,
let's get back to where we're supposed to be.
Accountability is like kryptonite.
That's the truth.
Where we're supposed to be. So why are we celebrating these unwed children?
Right. And I think Officer Charles was coming in with that talking about the
why do we celebrate unwed pregnancies?
We celebrate mediocrity.
So what's the So it takes two to make a baby, right? So and this is just I'm just putting this out there.
It takes two to make a baby. You're right, but it takes one to decide if it comes into the world.
But then y'all both decide to, can
I tell you, if you and I lay down, you get pregnant, and I force you or take you to go to the court and get you an abortion? I've noticed every time I answer a question, it's time.
I said, of course not, but you can also sign off.
Don't tell me it takes two to make it. It takes one to say,
no. So understand what I'm saying. I definitely agree with you, but I also agree with the notion of we are all grown and we all make decisions and we know what can happen. If you go out and buy a motorcycle, you know.
Oh, no, you didn't just say that, sir.
You get to make the decision.
And I agree.
You could have made the decision, and he could have made the decision for both.
But
okay, let's change the laws. Are you going to give up your right of my body, my choice?
I mean, me
yes
personally.
Or no. Me, yes or no?
For me, I'm not having no more kids. I'm not having no more kids at all. So me,
are you going to give up your right of my body, my choice?
We are going to be on the same
ask that question again. Women,
we are going to be on the same page.
Right of my body,
it's not going to be I'm pregnant. The call is going to be I need a ride. Like we're on the same page. Is it going to
be my body, my choice? Are you going to give
that
up?
It always has to be. It always has. Get a vasectomy.
Why don't you? What's the point of getting a vasectomy when you can make the decision?
Ooh, so wait a minute.
Abortion being
I'm gonna answer your reason why child support is not going away.
No, we ain't talking about that no more, sweetheart.
Child support is
not don't want it.
That is totally different.
You don't want it to. So if you want to talk about maximizing mediocrity, and we're going to use this excuse that how can we vet these men? How can we do this? Then guess what? The way you solve it, wait till you get married.
Excuse me. Can I?
Why don't men be just good men?
We are good men. Why can't women just be good women? But if I say that, it's going to be a hot silence in the crowd, right?
No, it's a good point on both sides.
So that statement right there, women are automatically good. Women are automatically these treasured things that Victorian era fucking England told us.
What I said was,
you just said, why can't men be good? Good to who? Good for what?
Why can't men be good fathers? So
we already are.
Therefore, we don't have a problem with a child.
Let me put it to you this way: a good father does what? Protect, provide, problem solve, and create healthy kids.
That's all that they need.
FBI statistics say when you have a single mother, they're 5 times more likely to be abused sexually or physically. Oh my God. So if single fathers have their children and their children are better protected, we're being damn good men, aren't we?
It takes more to be a good man than that.
Then how would you know? How do you know from experience?
Okay, it takes more to be a good father.
How do you know from experience?
Excuse me, officer. I don't want to scream and yell. Can we have a moment? Can I even find out what the question is? Are we even still on topic?
Nope.
I'm telling y'all, it sounds so horrible right now. It just
we're not even on the question.
And I'm going to be honest.
So we go.
I'd love to hear what you have to say. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you? Welcome. I think it's your first time up.
First time,
Good to have you.
Gotta do. Woo! Officer Faulkner's in the building. Officer Faulkner's in the building.
All right, Officer Faulkner. I love it. So tell me, sir, what were your thoughts about last night's speech?
I think it was very interesting because, one, I don't think he said anything about Black people specifically or at all. He did mention specific groups, which is funny. And I pretty much kind of knew why. And being not only just a police officer, but also a war vet, I understand the delicacies of trying to balance political power.
Yes.
Because you can only do but so much, or you're going to set off like World War III. Yes. It's literally being held together by strings. Do I think he's reassuring people? I think you don't want I don't care what political affiliations you have, you don't want your president to fail because you're going to be the people to feel it the most. So
hey, that part, I think there's a lot of folks that, you know, whether you are on the opposite side of the aisle, I don't know if that was always true. I think there was a time in the U.S. politics that you still wanted whoever was in power, in spite of party affiliation, to be successful. Do you feel like that's the rule now? I feel like there's, you know, a kind of, I don't know, like brinksmanship they would rather be on than to say a Democrat did this and give them credit, or a Republican did this and give them credit. I think they would rather hold back what is good for the American people. What say you?
I'll put it to you this way, and you'll get it, because you worked in a courtroom, so have I. You know, we both worked in the legal system at some point. There's a certain level of ignorance the everyday John Q. public has to certain things. Mm-hmm. Instead of saying, you know what, this might not be the guy I voted for, but at least let's get behind him and make sure he keeps his promises of what he does. And instead of that, we get so wrapped up into it, like your favorite football team, you know, besides that, go Ravens. But
no, anyway. I'm with you.
And instead of actually, and if we're talking about Black people specifically, we never truly had a true political agenda that would suffice every person who's Black in this country, because we can't agree on a damn thing. Where you look at the Asian hate thing, which took me by surprise, and I'm like, really? Y'all really get this stuff in? You're going to see them as a united front, and they're just as divided as anybody. So when I look at it, I think there was like people get into this, well, the Republicans are this, the Republicans are that. So you look at it and you're like, they're the same bedfellows. Okay.
So yeah, I hear what you're saying. People fighting themselves.
Yeah,
it's like I don't hate any other party. There are people now, as you say, the team, and I think that's a good analogy, but it's getting even deeper than that, where they feel like the other party might be evil. Miss AKA Lady adds, as Americans, we once acted like we are immune to certain things. These last few years showed us how what happens in the world can directly affect our everyday lives. That is very true. Yes, speaking of reaching us, those supersonic missiles China just developed can reach our shores. Yes, we have been, years past, we have been the recipients of good fortune of being just geographically so far, but not anymore. A lot of these critical, like, new age weaponry can reach New York, can reach Miami, can reach LA and other places.
Militaristically, you got to think about it. How can I say this? Like, the stuff you see that's going on in Ukraine is a skirmish. It's not a war. People say, well, that's not fair to cut. Yes, it's not. Putin hasn't really done anything. You don't see the Spetsnaz. You don't see the death choppers. You don't see that. As a matter of fact, you might see the tanks, but the tanks are running out of gas and breaking down.
Oh yeah, he ain't there in real life. This is not the full force of the Russian army. I agree with you 100%.
This is just enough to let you know, like, get NATO. You know, he's doing his Gran Turismo, and he's like, get the hell out of my yard. You know, that's all he's trying to do to NATO. And it's like, and basically it's a propaganda thing. The U.S. kind of used Ukraine as a proxy. That's why I've told a lot of people on my channel, like, this is what I was talking about years ago, how we're going into proxy wars. Now, if you set NATO hard, deep roots into Ukraine, yes, you will start World War III.
Yeah. So you think they should not even have been considered, allowed to apply, nothing like that, because of this? Something like this could precipitate from
that. Was part of the policy that they had a while back, not to have NATO on its borders. And like you could see with Belarus, which is going to try to look to be in the favor of Russia, wanting to jump in or attempting to jump in. So you got to play a delicate, like I said before, you got to, majority of the world is playing Connect Four. You got some people higher on the level playing checkers. Then the next higher level, you're going to have people play chess. The elite, they're playing Risk. And
we're not even on the same page.
Yeah.
My goodness. Let me see. Push back a little bit. JB says, Officer Faulkner, I've talked about this exact phenomena on my show. Black folks in America don't understand how to put our differences aside in order to unite on policies that benefit us all. Well said. There are some of us who I think are trying to get on the same page, but there are definitely, what should I say, wings of thought.
Yeah.
Differences of thought of what is the most important thing for Black people. Whether that's reparations. I think I'm like, I agree. I think it was Life of Cash that was like, are we not all agreeing on the Voting Rights Act? Like, are we not all agreeing there? Because I think that would be the very, very most, pivotal. But again, I could be wrong. I'm not going to put other people's words in their mouths. I hit the like button, y'all. I see DL Saint back. Yeah.
Yeah. I just think that a lot of people should actually, if we're going to get reparations, we need to have it like, we need to set realistic guidelines at least. Like it should be monetary. Yes, it should be educational. It should be housing. It should be land development without restriction. And it should be generational only.
Well, I don't get none because I was born in Jamaica, so I don't get none. So.
Well, and that's the beauty of it because, where the American Blacks go, the diaspora follows. So,
I'm a beneficiary already of the American struggle. So I received already, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I appreciate and receive it. And I have been, in my Black History Month time, I always spend my Black History Month just rereading, thinking about stories of the Stokely Carmichaels and the Fannie Lou Hamers and all the women. I was specifically this year looking at the Black women judges that I had never heard about. And American judges that I had never heard about. And I was just thinking about, again, I, like so many other people, and I won't make this an immigrant a moment, but it's just like we're inheritors of a struggle. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. You know what I'm saying? Like those who bled here, thank you. They bled for me too. I'll leave that there because I could get really deep on this. Thank you, forefathers.
I saw the Koofy coming down, real quick. And the Dutchie coming on.
I get into it because I'm like, why are we arguing again? I'm like, why are we arguing? Why is this a thing? Okay.
Yeah, I've said that to myself so many times. I said, look, I see my brother. He was a part of the, airborne. Salute to your service.
Yes, I see him in the background. So, Dale, get involved, sir. What are your thoughts? Now we have you back in full force. Tell me what you're thinking and what else you saw during last night's speech, and even on what Officer Faulkner has added on. What are your thoughts?
Officer Faulkner, thank you for your due diligence and duty every day in the streets out there, because I couldn't do what you do. Send me to war, but don't send me to the streets.
You're like, and no, thank you.
I'm like, there's no difference. One speaks English, one speaks Arabic. That's all I do.
Oh, there's a difference, all right. But
wow. So we go.
Y'all act like freaking animals in Haiti, bro. You really want me to go in on Haitians like that?
Yes, please. Y'all act like animals, again. Is this nuts?
And so MOT says, I'll just air the video again.
Go for it. I can do it on my channel.
Oh, man. Is this nuts?
No. So that's how they get you, right, Trey? Is they use the January 6th on you?
What about it, bro? What about it, Art?
And you got Charles here too. He wanted to respond to some things.
Man, here we go. What's going on, Meter Maid? What's going on?
Y'all stop, man. Like, hey, chill, y'all. Come on, y'all.
I'm gonna say this, right?
What's up, Charles?
Because you could call me a meter maid, but you wouldn't dare say it in my face.
Oh my God, here we go. I ain't got no beef with you, man. It's all freaking jokes online.
Nobody has beef with you.
If you can't take jokes, man, I got beef with MIT.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you what, you little pissant.
Oh, here we go.
This is the problem. Hold on. See, this is the problem with people like you. All you give a fuck about is dysfunction and spreading a bunch of fucking half-baked, tinfoil wearing shit. That's all you about. That's all you about.
Show me. What dysfunction am I about, meter maid?
Matter of fact, what the hell do you do for a living?
What dysfunction am I about, meter maid?
What do you do?
I'm not a meter maid. I'm not a meter maid, bro.
Well, you're a basement dweller. That's why.
Go to my channel, bro. Go to my channel. Go to my channel.
Why would I want to go to your piss stain of the channel?
Okay, then, bro. There you go.
Why would I want to know what I do?
Go to my channel.
Why would I want to fucking kill my brain cells worrying about a piss stain?
Hey, look here, man. Hey, last time I got you triggered, bro. When you, how'd I get you triggered last time? Cause you get no hoes, bro. You got no hoes. That's why you got triggered last time talking to me.
If I don't
go
have
flex
any
some more in
hoes,
the mirror, man.
If I don't have any
go
hoes,
flex
why don't I have
see,
your mother and your sister?
Oh, come on, bro.
Go
flex some more in
That's
the mirror,
all the hoes
bro.
I need.
Go flex some more in the mirror, bro.
So I'm gonna give y'all about 3 more minutes, and then go ahead.
Hey, Art, I'm out, bro.
That's
I got work to do, man. I ain't got time for the meter maid.
Yeah,
it's been fun, Art.
For some money. He need to go beg for some money. He need to go sell ass on the street. That's what he need to do.
Oh my God. I forgot about January 6th.
Yeah, we'll talk about it over on my channel, Art. But hey, I got you on the wrench, Art, when you come back over, bro. Yes, I was there. Yes, I streamed it. And yes, it was a bunch of Americans, not a bunch of Negroes over there crying like this. Hey, peace out, Art.
Yeah, of course you are. Because, guess what? The reason why he's gone, because he's scared that somebody might arrest his dumb ass. That's why.
Oh my God.
Once again, MOT. I gotta say this again. Once again, I show up on a goddamn panel and I get rid of another troll. Man, you gotta start calling me the troll buster.
So we go.
I was like, mediocrity, a life of mediocrity, a life of mediocrity. Listen,
that's why
I'm not trying to
maximizing mediocrity.
Yeah, like the
lives of more into these baby. You're putting more into these baby showers. You're putting more into these gender reveals than you are weddings.
And we understand that, but
it's one thing. It's
and
the same thing.
If you look at what a woman thought she basically
right?
was I was having.
Will, you gotta repeat that.
All babies are blessed.
A woman's thought on here. I know a woman's thought that if you read what's on the panel right now, that's sort of what the point that I was trying to address, and what I was saying is that when I was growing up,
encouraging it by celebrating.
When a girl got pregnant, she was sent to a school outside of the school because they didn't want them to influence other young girls in the school. That was part of the reason why they were moved.
So what about the father that helped create the baby?
And what you see now is
what about the father that helped create the baby?
I talked about that too.
He was left in school to get another girl
what happens is now it don't. I said that too, Christine. I said that too. I said the father is not being held accountable in any of these situations. When you have these baby showers, he's not there. His mother normally shows up and she's taking his place, and he's off making another baby and another baby and another baby. I said, so you have all these things going on, and the thing is, the celebration, they have all little girlfriends come, and then next thing, one of them get pregnant, and then they go have a celebration, and then another one get pregnant. And so celebration is what, like I said, what's on the screen here, that celebration, what I think sometimes encourages people. And then some young ladies, and I've seen this too, and it's not all or nothing like that, but sometimes you have a young lady who has never been loved. I talked about that before, who has never been loved, and she gets pregnant and she wants a baby because she tried to love, and she'll do that and have that baby.
And I think
there's a lot. Like I said, years ago,
what you just
I don't know how we end up with Charles
Faulkner and all that other
stuff.
Generational curses.
Yeah. I mean, this conversation can go so many different ways, and that's why I raised the question. But like I said, I've been invited to so many baby showers, and I have a friend that does like the decorations for them, and I'll see these big elaborate baby showers thrown for these for these young ladies, and it just makes me wonder: does something like that encourage, not intentionally, but does it subliminally encourage other young people, to do the same thing? It's condoned. It's basically condoning the fact of the pregnancy without the baby father, because they go into that with the baby father not even being in the picture. By the time the baby comes, most of the time the baby father is off with another girl.
Christine has a question.
Willie, you said you get invited to.
I was finishing my thought.
I'm sorry. You say you get invited to these baby showers a lot. Do you ever voice your concerns to whoever's inviting you? Do you ever make that suggestion? Like, is this really a good idea? Or
the concern I'm saying right here?
Yeah.
No, I don't. And the reason why I don't, because they're already pregnant. So for me to try to condemn them or make them feel bad about the situation, that's not my place. That's not my place. I'm asking the question.
By no means
because
mean that you should do that. I just wondered, if
finish. And the thing is you can't stop something that's already going on. I'm invited to a baby shower. That means she's already pregnant. You know what I mean? She's already there, and I'm going there, and her girlfriends and everybody is already there. I've just been invited. So it's not like, you invite me before you get pregnant. You didn't say, hey, what should I do so I don't get pregnant? I do that in my program, but also, but once they're pregnant, there's not really say to that person without making them feel bad or try to make them, and that's not my place. I don't want them to feel bad. And like I said, I don't celebrate it, but I don't condone it either, because the fact is, you have more and more of this happening where, and like I said, we all make mistakes in life. You have one child out of wedlock. Okay, you learn from that. But what my point was, like Shawnee said, I said 3 and 4 and 5, because sometimes that's what you have happening, where it's no longer a mistake. It's just something that's something is going on with that person that goes from man to man or a couple men or whatever the case may be, and have these babies. And then they go have these baby showers and people come out and celebrate.
Willie, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
It's always very alarming to me. It's always very alarming to me because I work with children, that when I hear adults say, when we make a mistake, it's not a mistake, because when you were laying down, and I'm not saying you, when you were laying down and you were with that person, and I know.
Well, I'm trying to. I understand.
Let her finish.
It's not a mistake.
When laying down and it was unprotected, you are not going to tell me you don't know what the outcome possibly could be. So when people say, and you made this mistake, you basically trying to say, oops, I made a mistake and had the child. That's not a mistake.
Right.
That's walking into something consciously knowing what's going to happen, but you made a flesh decision of saying, I just want the pleasure right now. And what produces out of the pleasure is you have another life. Okay? So my thing is, when we talk about this, about having baby
you missed what I said. I didn't say she
uneducated. Your statement is uneducated. It's not a mistake. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, when you talk about children and you talk about having children and different things like that, I get it. I was raised in a very religious background where women that wasn't okay to have a child out of wedlock. I get it. But you also got other backgrounds that come into that. You get women that are forced into a marriage that they did not want to be in because they got pregnant. Or
so what do you call
who got raped and now they have a baby because they were unbeknownst to them, they didn't understand the magnitude of pregnancy. So there's so many layers to that, and for us to make unintelligent statements, not knowing people's experiences or
Which
their
is what I said.
or whatever may happen.
Right.
It's not
Which
a
is
fair
what I
statement
said.
because we
But-
don't know what people's
but
personal
one thing-
life issues.
So what it
Annetta,
still is.
one thing you said when you started off your thing, when you started off your statement, you said that I said that they made a mistake. I did not say they made a mistake. I said we all make mistakes, is what I said. I said after one, it's not a mistake. They continue to make more and more babies. I said we all make mistakes, is what I say. It was a mistake.
And
I never believed that there's a mistake. You got two
Right.
people involved. Listen, hold on, Shawnee. You got two people having sex. One of them could be using birth control. One of them could, but two, for whatever reason. So it's not a mistake. You know what the repercussions can be if you have sex without birth control. Whether the woman, woman decided not to for whatever reason, she knew that she's pregnant, and he had sex with her, not wondering whether she's on it or if even concerned that I better protect myself. So he knows that he can make a baby. So it's not a mistake. I said we all make mistakes.
What is the appropriate term to use when you have an unplanned pregnancy that you?
You just said it. You just said it. Unplanned.
That's what you call it. Unplanned pregnancy.
Unplanned.
Oh, okay.
So
some people do plan them though. So
can I say something real quick? Let me ask this question. For every man that I know that's been on this panel has said they will not wait to have sex before marriage. They will not wait. They will have sex before marriage. But okay, you won't wait before you get married, but so that means you possibly can have a child before marriage. So meaning that says you're not being accountable as well. Why don't you then, since you don't want to put, let me finish, please. Can I finish, please, now? Thank you. Can I please finish?
Yeah, hurry up.
No, I ain't got to hurry up nothing. For the fact that, this is a pill that you're going to need to swallow. Since you don't want to wait until marriage, now you have a woman pregnant, and now it's her fault because she didn't use birth control because she want that government money. No, Negroes, sorry, ninjas, whatever you don't want to be called. Why didn't you wait till marriage and make her an honorable woman before you want to stick her penis in her, and then now you ain't got to worry about that.
Hold on. Let me say something.
I'll answer you very quickly because I'm gonna tell you, men are always gonna pay.
Let me say something to this.
Whatever.
Whatever. I mean,
women
talk about
hold on. Can I say?
We make a woman an honorable woman and marry her, and stop trying to talk about you want to wait till you have. Oh, I gotta test it out first. I gotta make sure it's good. Well, if you're a good man,
hold on.
Make the bed good.
Babies like you would, right?
Do what you need to do in the bed. Make the marriage good. Make the bed good. And then you can have good sex and keep having it with one woman.
Yeah, I'm about to mute.
Say foolish shit.
Because I want to get a word in. And Nakia, for your smart ass comment, talk about thank you for saying something. You've been talking a whole damn lot that not too many people can get a word in. But for your statement to go back to that, when you said Negroes don't want to wait, it's probably they're not waiting because they said, shit, this woman been fucking up a storm. Why the hell I gotta wait 90 days, whatever, what she been doing? How do you know that? How do you know that's not the case?
That's not what it was when you slept with the first one.
Because
that ain't what it was when you slept with the second.
So we go.
I'm not gonna name than him.
David,
he's not that bad. But what separates him from the others is women actually reach out to him for help. And I'm finding out there are thousands of women everywhere that are so grateful for him. And there's tributes, and they've shed tears. And I didn't know that he had this big of an impact until, a few months ago when his name got back in the buzz after touching a few superstars and stuff. Then I started looking at him again. And this is amazing. People are mad that they're calling him the king or the godfather or whatever, but he's never claimed that. YouTube made him the godfather. If everybody's talking about him, then he's the godfather by default. That's how this goes. It's the same way in the streets. It's all the same. But he's gone. There's a storm on YouTube that'll probably last another week. And the thing that hurts me is it's ironic that the 17-year-old kid was on here, but it's always concerned me that the younger people were tuned into this gender war on YouTube, because I really do believe that this shit has spilled out into the streets. The gender war on YouTube is well over 15 years old, and now I'm seeing things that I've never seen before with femicide numbers around the country that are just biblical. Like, this has never happened before in human history.
Sorry, Reese, not to interrupt, but they're saying, can you turn off the TV? Because it could get me flagged for copyright. Because there's like something playing on the TV, if you could.
Shit. I didn't even know that.
But no, the gender war, it is spilling over. And, you know, like I said, Marquez was 17. I've had women come onto my channel and they're 18 and they say, well, I hate black men. And I'm like, why do you hate black men for?
But it's a reason why they hate black men.
Just quickly, Rolanda, because I'm going to get you in here after Reese, but you asked them. I said, and you can go back and look in my catalog. I might even upload shorter clips of some of my conversations. And it's like, what did a black man do to you? And it's like, well, I heard on YouTube that black men do this. I heard on YouTube that black men do that. And I say, well, what did a black man actually do to you? And they say nothing. Nothing.
Well, you know what I really do believe, Miss X, is talking down on black people, men or women, has become a stock and it's monetized now. So you can't even 100% believe another YouTuber when they're saying they disapprove with this group or that group. Some of them might just be jumping into a specific lane for the hustle of it. You know what I mean? Now, that bothers me, but what also bothers me is that there is enough BS going on in our community to give content to these thousands of YouTubers. That's another aspect of it. But talking about it the way we do publicly so that the whole world can see it, it makes us look silly. It does make us look like 3/5 of a man. It's embarrassing, man. And to have that young kid up here, man, I hope he's careful about where he goes on YouTube, because he's at a very impressionable age. 17, that is the hardest your thing will ever be. That's when your spiritual window is wide open. You're susceptible to all kinds of BS at 17. You know what I mean? You don't know who has a sharp tongue on YouTube that's going to manipulate this dude into going out there and doing whatever, man. I'm tired of this whole clown show on YouTube. I just hope this gets better. It seems like it's starting to fizzle away. I'm not, you know, counting Kevin's death as that, but it seems like the gynocrats and the red pills, they're all falling apart, and it's starting to break up. It's a good thing, if you ask me.
All right, Reese. Well, I want to thank you for coming up and giving your opinion. And welcome to the channel. You said you're new over here. You found me from GG.
I'm going to check you out, though.
Good to have you.
I'm going to check you out all the time.
All right, sure. All right, thank you, Reese.
I'm dipping out.
All right, bye. Shout out to Ronald for becoming a member. Thank you, Ronald. And shout out to Cryptonomics. Let me see if I can bring you up. Shout out to Cryptonomics. Thank you for becoming a member. And now we have DMV. Rolanda, are you there? This is your stance now. Okay, so what did you have to add in it? Do you know what? There was something interesting that you said when I was speaking to Reese, and we were talking about, you know, the 18-year-olds that come in and they have a hatred for black men. And you said, well, what were you going to say then?
I mean, I can kind of understand why, and I'm not, you know, coming for black men, so please don't nobody start coming for me and all that kind of stuff. But some of them just have so much shit with them, you know. And I'm sorry for the loss of Kevin Samuels, you know, but I feel like a lot of times he comes hard on black women and praises white women. We all got to be size 2s. We all got to be this. We all got to be that. And then a woman, I find so ironic, the average at best, she wasn't a big woman, but yeah, it was the way she looked. It's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Listen, Miss
Africa, and I'm not being mean.
But
if she was a bigger woman, she would have looked worse, right? Listen, as women,
I feel like they always trying to raise up the bargain with us. I feel like a lot of them are so hard on us, and then when they get Becky, sometimes Becky weighs more than the fat black women that they whine and bitch about. So it's like, how do you win, Jessica? You're wrong if you go left. You're wrong if you go right. How do you win with these group of animals?
Yeah, see, we can already tell you being negligent in your argument already.
No, I'm not. Wait a minute. Nobody's talking to y'all. I'm talking to Jessica. I'm not talking to y'all. Jessica, I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to y'all. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah.
I'm not. Wait, Charles, please hang on, because there has to be order to it. Otherwise, it turns into chaos. I want Rolanda to get out, and then afterwards, you guys are going to be able to jump in and have your say. Okay? But it has to be orderly, otherwise, because what I will do is just bring people on one at a time if we can't have the panel. But Rolanda, please, okay, Rolanda, you go. Animals. Why do you say that, Rolanda? I remember you coming on here before, and you were on your weight loss journey. How is that going? Rolanda, you're muted in case you don't know. How is your journey going?
It's going very well.
Oh, see, listen, improvements, well. Right? Improvements.
Yes.
How much have you lost?
35 pounds.
And you didn't have, I remember, because you didn't have much to lose, right?
And I ended up losing more than when I wanted to. So.
Salute to you for that.
You.
Congratulations.
But Jessica, white men don't want her though.
Thank you.
Rolanda, are you... Why do you call black men animals?
I just feel like they are so hard when it pertains to black women. And then when Kevin Samuel speaks upon, high value men, a lot of times these high value men, whether they play for the NFL, the NBA, they don't even look twice at black women. It's like we're not good enough.
But they're not high value men though.
But Jessica, we're good enough when you're poor, when you're living in the hood.
Again, I want to keep it cordial. I don't want it to go all over the place and everyone's jumping in. Sicklid says Rolanda is Big Shirley. No, she's a Big Shirley no longer. If you're being truthful,
right? Rolanda. Very truthful. Not at all. And that's what I'm saying. But why do I have to be big? Because I don't like these group of men. I have to be big because of that. That's the stuff I be talking about.
But why? Listen. You're upset that maybe somebody calls you overweight. You call black men animals.
Because I feel like they are so hard on us, Jessica. And I feel like a lot of times it's so unfair. And they wonder why we're so masculine. Look how a lot of them
not fair.
Look how they treat their women. They get these white women, and sometimes they weigh over 300 pounds. But they praise and glorify them. But when it comes to us, your hair is too nappy, your skin is too dark, you're over 200 pounds. How do you win?
Let me ask you this:
how do you win with these niggas?
No N-word, please. Do you think that a black man that dates a white woman that is 300 pounds? Listen, he's probably dated black women that are 300 pounds as well. You're not just going to go and date somebody that's 300 pounds just because, right? That's probably just something that you do. You're willing to smash women that are 300 pounds.
Right.
But you're making that into a race thing. Now, listen, Rolanda, to your point, I say to men, keep your standards across the board. Your standards should not slip. What you require from a woman should not slip because she's white or she's Asian. But do you know what men have been doing for ages? Because women are black, because women are the same race as them, they've been dropping their standards because they want a black woman that much. It's not white women they're dropping their standards for. It's not Asian women. It's black women that.
But I understand what you're saying, Jessica, but I feel like we are never good enough for them. It's always something, again, and I'm going to go to what I said about Miss Average at Best. Now, if she was a fat woman, she would have got hype about that. And I think that comes from her skin color. Now, she was a yellow woman. Oh, she's beautiful. She's this and she's that.
That's a lie.
Do you feel
I know how colorist Pookie and Ray and Tyrone are. They're colorists.
See, first of all, colorism doesn't start with black men. It starts with black women.
Just quickly, that's what I want to ask Rolanda. Has a black man ever said anything to you about your skin color?
No.
So where is this colorism narrative coming from about black men? And this is why I tell women, you're not experiencing this in your everyday life. You're going online And you're hearing a woman tell you that you are viewed as less than because you're not light skinned, because you're not white. That's a woman telling you that. Men aren't telling you that. That's other women.
But look at a lot of these, especially dark skinned men. Look who they choose. And again, I'm going back to when they go to the NBA. Look who they choose. But when they go to the,
you're calling them animals. You're convinced in your head that he doesn't want you. You're convinced he wants somebody else. And because you're convinced he doesn't want you, you don't work for him. You don't approach him. You don't interact with him because you say, what's the point? He's going to choose that light-skinned girl. He's going to choose Becky.
Because you already know that. That's like before you open the program, you already know the script. So why open it? And you already know the goddamn script before you open the program up.
Jessica.
Black men are doomed if they do. They're doomed
But that's how I feel about black women, Jessica. That's how I feel about us, but pertaining to them.
Wait a minute, Jessica. In all fairness, Kevin was
I'll let you go, but other than that, I want to just try and keep it one at a time.
But no, I'm just saying, she keeps saying how value men are athletes. She keeps saying they're athletes. He said they weren't.
Just a sec, Platt. Prime VA says, again, they want athletes. And I think, Platt, you're about to speak on this. He says, most athletes in general marry within their race. She is mad at non-black women getting with athletes.
No, Kevin was specific.
Let's just really talk about this point. One, she's trying to look for somebody that she wants, that she finds attractive, who turned her down. So she's going to damn the whole goddamn race of black men. Then on top of that,
I'm glad y'all overlooked me. Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. Thank you, I'm overlooked. Thank you, Lord. Praise God, I'm overlooked by y'all. In the name of Jesus, thank you, I'm overlooked. I'm glad to be overlooked. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord.
Let's tell the truth.
Thank you. I'm glad y'all overlooked me. Please continue doing it.
She'll be with a dusty white boy with less standards put on him than she would a black guy. A black guy got to be 6'6", 12-inch dick.
I don't want nobody 6'6". I want somebody with a big dick. Yeah. I want somebody with a big dick. Yeah.
If you don't like black men, then go away and go get you whatever you want.
I can do what I want to do. You don't tell me what to do.
Nobody's crying for you to say.
You don't tell me what to do. You're not my daddy.
Nobody's crying for you to say.
And nobody crying for your black ass either. You don't tell me what the fuck to do.
Nobody told your football ass haven't either.
Language.
I'm far from a football player.
Nobody told you a Hall of Fame linebacker.
Keep reaching.
Nope.
Please, hang on, y'all. Hang on.
All y'all do is jump. Instead of trying to motivate, help somebody, all y'all can do is sit up here and join and talk about people.
Charles, before this is what I didn't want to happen, because I want to give Rolanda the chance to actually say what she's looking for, right? Let's not just assume. So I'm going to ask Rolanda a few questions. I will get around to you guys. I don't want it to be where I have to bring people up one at a time, but I don't want chaos. It gives me a headache. We're approaching 11 o'clock here, 11 p.m. I don't want chaos. Lord Commander says, I think it's meant to say, I have been interested in beautiful dark-skinned sisters over the years, but they typically went for light-skinned guys. Red bones were digging me. I've heard that a lot, that women complain about colorism, but they too are, trying to get a light-skinned man. F. Holiday says, let Charles speak. Woo! I'm going to get to Charles. I am.
Jessica.
I want to get around.
If I can make it,
instead of them trying to motivate, they want to put me down. Call me fat. Call me bald-headed. You try to motivate me. Why put me down? Please.
Swing Out Museum says, if a black woman, it was a black woman, Mildred Loving, married to a white man that made interracial marriage legal in the US. She is the mother of interracial dating. Yeah, it wasn't black men that started it. But Rolanda, let me ask you this so we can get things clear, because I don't want it to be put on you. What sort of man are you looking for?
I like all races of men. I'm not, he got to be black. Oh, Lord, he just got to be black. No, I like all groups of men. Now I do want somebody that's independent. I'm not saying you have to be rich, because I'm somewhat of a feminist, and I feel that a woman should have her own. You shouldn't have to depend on no man for shit.
Okay, so you're saying that money doesn't mean that much to you. How much do you need a man to make? How much do you want him to make? What's your minimum?
I really don't have much of a minimum, long as he's doing something for himself, as long as he's not, hanging out on the street corner and all this old here stuff. I'm an open book.
So there's a minimum there. There's a ballpark. I mean, you don't want somebody on the street corner. You want somebody working. So, what would you be okay with 20,000 a year from a man?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're open to 20,000 a year from all races of men, right?
Yeah, I'm not unlike the apes. I'm not stuck on the white women.
Blonda.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm not stuck on color. You know, long as he's a nice guy.
And is there an age range for the man that you're looking for?
Well, I'm 38, so probably somebody like in their 40s.
In their 40s, so
yeah.
How long have you been single?
Not too long.
She's done.
If you're a rough time frame, like over a year, less than a year, over a year,
a little less than a year.
A little less than a year. So, I want to know this: if your requirements, listen, you're very open. You're saying all races of men, 20K and up a year. Why do you think that you still haven't been able to find a man in a year? Because I think your standards, honestly, are about as open as it's going to get, right? Why do you think you still haven't managed to find a man? And any man, because, listen, you got your thing with black men, but it seems as though white men aren't choosing you. And this is no offense. White men aren't choosing you. Asian men aren't choosing you. So why do you think you haven't been able to find a man?
Well, I get hollered at a lot. I don't want to say I'm not really being choosed, but a lot
they
of
want some. They want some box.
So why?
So do you.
Oh, listen, they're hollering at you. Hang on, they're hollering at you. But what happens from there? Do you pull back from there?
Yeah, I pull back because even with, and this is all group of men, so please don't nobody come for me with color. I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to be bullshitted. So yes, my guards are all up when it comes to all of them. It's like don't bullshit me. I got my guards. I'm like Mike Tyson, you know, and I feel like I have to be that way because a lot of times when you're nice, you get bullshit.
But you have to be. Listen, as a woman, there has to be a certain amount of vulnerability to you. That man is going to come in and lead you and protect you. There has to be a certain amount of vulnerability there. But if you're approaching him and your guards are up and you're ready to fight at the drop of a hat, right? Because you think all men ain't shit. So you think he's up to something. So you're ready to fight. As soon as you see something, your fists go up. You're ready. I'm not saying physically, but even
my guards are up. I don't want to say I ready to fight, no, but a lot of times when it pertains to the male species, my guards are up. Because I've seen how other women been treated and been bullshitted and deceived. And I don't want to be bullshitted and deceived along with them. And then I'm masculine and I'm this and I'm that.
Die dog, die alone.
Here's the problem.
I show the fuck I ain't gonna be bullshitted.
I know one guy try to holler at her. His name is Bill Belichick.
Okay, give me a second.
Shut the fuck up.
Listen, because this is where it gets into arguments, guys. We can't.
But see, this is the reason why her luck with men is the way it is. It's because she's too damn manly.
Charles, let me.
I'm not manly. I ain't taking no shit off y'all.
Let me quickly read the super chat, okay? The real Ramos says, "Big Shirley, is that you? If you can't stand black men, why are you on the panel?"
That's what I said. Why do I have to be big? Because I don't want to deal with them. I have to be big.
Because we're all dudes. Clockwork says, these black women criticize KS's self-improvement points, but will follow those points from some level-up femininity course to get a white man, e.g. Aquarian sun. Exactly.
But that's why I like the pink pill, because the pink pill gives you options. And she even includes black men. You know, but she gives you more of an option. You know, you can date other people. You don't have to confine yourself just to black men. First of all, it's not enough for them to go around because we outnumber them heavily, and they know that.
You do.
You can't come into a space and disrespect people while asking for empathy. Facts, Vonda. Self-awareness is key. One of the first things that you said when you came up on the panel, Vonda, is that black men are animals.
I did say that.
Well, you did, and you said, you know, I can understand why she hates black men. You said black men are colorless. I asked you, but then you're asking for empathy, even though you attacked first.
No, Jessica, this is the example. They put the color label on black men, but they say the most racist shit out of their mouth.
If I have to drop everyone down, I will. I don't want to have to. I want you to be able to just wait. I promise you I will get to you.
No, but babe. I just want to address her. Just no disrespect. and I respect your
I can't
channel.
even get through the super chats. I can't because I'm trying and it's like it keeps getting interrupted. I don't want to have to make it one at a time, but if I have to, I will. We need some sort of order. Ronald Russell says, Rolanda, try taking the bass out of your voice, then you might have more luck. You exude a negative energy and that works against you. I agree with you 100%, Ronald. Listen, Rolanda, your energy is negative. Negative people attract negativity.
I agree with that.
Jay Shines Random says, is this a gap chick? Hashtag proud animal. A gap chick? You lost me there, Jay Shines. A gap chick?
What the hell?
The real Ramo says, respect is earned, not given, Rolanda. And Lord Commander says, a woman with no standards for men can't be trusted. So, listen, let's just finish up this conversation.
He gave a $2 donation. He gonna tell me something like that?
He's super chatted numerous times throughout the stream.
A $2 donation. He got the nerve to tell me some rubbish?
But listen, Rolanda, you're saying he only super chatted in $2, but your requirement for a man is only $20,000.
Because I have my own
super chats too.
But Jessica, can I just no disrespect to you, your channel, respect to you, this is your channel. But Rolanda, babe, it's over for you.
How? Why is it over for me? Because I'm not gonna put up with y'all's rubbish.
Because you're 38 years
so
old.
what? So
you got the wrong attitude.
No, your attitude.
Yeah, you got no.
I can't help my age. I'm a millennial. I can't help
Okay,
it.
I agree. But you got no chance with a decent man. Take what you can get and be happy with it, baby.
No, but here's the thing.
What?
Rolanda is open. She said she's gonna date any race of man. She said the only requirement is $20K a year. So she's basically almost scraping towards
white men.
She's literally in homosexual territory.
You don't know that.
She's literally gonna be scraping the bottom of the barrel for homosexual territory, and then she's gonna use and abuse, mistreat, and even a little bit of domestic violence towards that man. And because she's dating a low-tier man, she's going to demonize all men that way. But see, what happens is this. Even if she gets a man by some miracle of God in the Infinity Gauntlet, that's not going to be enough for her. And this is the reason why Kevin was so important. Because he showed so many women to their face how unrealistic they truly are. You have a terrible attitude. See,
he puts down his own women.
I'm not finished, ma'am.
Coon.
A child.
I can't hear you.
Rolanda,
I'm not gonna take disrespect from Jonathan Ogman over here, okay? I'm not gonna take disrespect for somebody who you don't even see a picture of. Once again, the super chat I gave you, this is the type of woman who's going to shit on Kevin Samuels. And I told you, obnoxious, overweight, single. Like, this is the part about it.
So what are you single?
No.
You all in my business. You all over here.
No, nobody cares about your business. I don't want to be over there. Look,
I want you over here.
Look, chick, the only reason I'm over there is because you got gravitational pull. I don't want
to get this conversation back on track.
Jessica.
Rolanda, how long ago was your last relationship?
About a year ago.
About a year ago. And why? How long was that relationship for?
Times how many years? Or
10
decades?
years.
10 years. So you were together for 10 years, no marriage?
I didn't want that.
So you don't desire to be married at all?
When it pertains to that, if it happens, it happens, and if it don't, it don't. That's not something that I'm pressing right now at this point in my life. You know.
Did he propose to you?
He gave me some kind of engagement ring.
But then you guys never went through to the marriage.
No.
Super Bowl ring.
You were saying that you didn't want to be married to him.
I didn't.
Why did you split up? Was that your decision or his?
It was kind of a mutual thing.
You both just agreed that it'd come to an end?
Yeah, because when something isn't working, it's just time to let it go. You know.
Any children?
No, I don't have any kids. He got kids.
Do you plan to have children in the future?
If it happens, I'll go ahead and take care of it. But
that's
I'm
not gonna happen, babe.
Whatever. It ain't gonna happen with you. I know I'd be a single mother if it happened with you.
Guys, for the sake of the playback, when I need to edit and cut things up, it's going to be very hard if there are a lot of people jumping in, okay? So, you haven't dated for a year. Your last relationship, 10 years?
Yes.
He had children. How old was he?
We were the same age. He's 38 as well.
Okay, how many kids did he have?
One.
He has just one child? How much did he earn?
I don't remember. He didn't have a bad salary. I don't remember the number, but it wasn't a bad salary.
So, he got paid attention.
Huh? Popeyes don't pay much.
I don't tell nobody working no Popeyes. Shut your ass up.
James Graham says, this is such a confusing shame. Rolanda sounds hurt. Relax, sister. Miss Mona says, who is that monkey with the deep voice talking
your mama. Your mama.
How does it feel when you're called a monkey?
I don't care about what these people on here say. They don't know me.
You don't care?
We know you got a bad attitude.
I'm saying, do you know what she did? She hit you with what you did to black men. You called them apes. She gave you a taste of your own medicine there.
Oh my God. She calling a black man.
They are so hard on black women. But they praise these Asian women. They praise these white women. But when it comes to their women, we're never good enough. And then when you say something, then you're the bad person. You're the bad person every time you say something.
Wait, Charles, you have an echo going on. The audio is horrible right now. We have people jumping in. They've got echoes. It's horrible. Rusty Dream says this is why Asian women are winning. Hashtag Filipino.
They ain't got no figures for like 10-year-old little boys, but they winning.
Why are you shaming another woman? See, Rolanda.
They ain't got no figures. Even though we're called fat, we're called obese. We have
hypocrisy. You were mad at men for shaming you for your body. You were mad. You said men call us fat. Men are shaming me. And the first thing you did when he brought up Filipino women, Asian women, is you body shamed her. Women are the biggest hypocrites. You put all of this on men, but you know who's really doing it? You. You've said men are colorists. I said, what man has said something negative to you about your skin color? You said none. You said men are body shaming me out here. You body shamed another woman. You were doing the same thing that you.
And then again, Jessica, I feel like a lot of them are hypocrites. Y'all say y'all want women with big legs, curvy women, or whatever the case may be.
Why don't you
again, how do you win? But you rather have somebody that looks like a 10-year-old little boy than a woman that actually looks like a real woman?
Babe.
300 pounds ain't a real woman.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Give me a second. I have a couple of women in the back, okay? I want you to just stay patient for me. If you can, just wait there. We're going to let the fellas get out. I want to see if we can have a more rounded conversation. We have Red and Harmony Pill in the back. Okay. So I want you to just stay patient, and we'll see once the women come up if we can have a group discussion that way that's a bit more peaceful. But I want to let Charles go, then we'll go to a fudgy animal. Platinum, I want you to stay with me. So Charles, do you want to...
How does it sound? Does it still have an echo?
You have an echo when... No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. One, see, this is what I talked about on my channel, this projection. Black men like women that fit. We like curves, but we don't want somebody that's obese. Okay?
I'm not obese.
No.
Rolanda,
did I say you?
Kill for me.
Did I say you?
Sorry. I apologize.
Hit dogs will holler, won't they? But anyway, you projecting all this colorism. I heard it before from so many black women. You project colorism. Again, I don't even know why anybody pays you any attention, because this is the only time you probably get male attention. See, it's very shameful when you tell on yourself and you calling people apes and think that's cute. What man in his fucking clear mind would deal with you? You don't even like yourself. Just be honest. You come up here trying to be insulting, but you just show how obsolete that your mindset really is. You just wallow in obsolescence, as a matter of fact. But yet, you want to go around projecting all this stuff about black men, and no black man is even bothered to even look your way. They wouldn't even urinate in your direction, just from your attitude alone. We're not even going to go by your physical. We'll just stay on your attitude and your characteristics that you have shown us so far.
Victory is mine. Victory is mine.
I guess it was because you did get that last tackle, Aaron Donald. But still, yeah, you got your ring. So you got the victory. Now, we're going to have to be very realistic. I've noticed very pretty women never had an issue with Kevin Samuels. I've noticed married women didn't have an issue with Kevin Samuels. I noticed women who lived in reality never had an issue with Kevin Samuels.
So Miss Average at best, what did she look like?
She was average. She
exactly.
Foremost, my God. I gotta do this again. I'm gonna explain to you verbatim what happened. Kevin asked her, "What do you rate yourself?" She gave herself a 5, and Kevin said 5 is average. What's wrong with being with an average guy? But see, y'all don't really want average. You want men to come fully loaded when all you're going to do is come basic stock. You want to lose weight only after the man makes 6 figures. That's not reality. Now, I'm not going to be disrespected by anybody who can match me in the bench press. That's damn sure not going to be done. So, when we have something out here that says what black men like, and when black men have a standard, and when black men stop dealing with bullshit, because I'm the one who invented the term garbage men of the dating world. And when black men start having their standards up, that's when shit gets out of order. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm the one who gave him the nickname The Godfather and the Doctor of Style and Profile when we were on BGS's panels together back in the day. So I've been dealing with Kevin for a minute now. And I'm just looking at this. This is the prime example. You would think black women and women who had issues with what he said, you would think they would be diametrically opposed and say, you know what? We're going to be the most feminine women on earth. But you know, stuck on stupid as a motherfucker. We're going to be even more masculine, even more hateful, even more distasteful than ever. But here's the key point. All the men that you want are looking at you and taking note. Your sons are taking note. Your brothers are taking note. Hell, your fathers are even taking note. And it's going to come a time, which I pray it does not, that black men are just going to turn their backs on black women. And they don't even have to date outside their race. They could go to Africa or the Caribbean. And what you going to do then? White men ain't checking for you. Most they'll do is hit and quit. Statistics shown it.
All right, Charles, I want to thank you for coming up, because right now the average bro, I see people trying to get into the studio. The studio is currently full. The back is full, so we're going to have to rotate a bit, you know?
So we go.
I'll pretty much tell you, for a lot of guys, when it's their first sexual experience, it was the girl who was the aggressor.
Oh Lord! Now it's the girl that was the aggressor.
Ask the guy.
Oh, it's always shaming.
Ask God. Ask the guy. Have a sit down with all the men you know and ask who was coming on to who.
It don't mean they have to have sex.
No. Ask who was coming on to who.
Can I respond
about the first sexual?
Can I respond to the Facebook user?
What you say?
She said, they said, why Golden Willie? Don't go to any more baby
I
showers
want to
unless
the Facebook
it's marriage. the couple is married. See,
now
problem
again, listening is very important. Listening is very important in things that I say. I said I was invited to baby showers. I never said I went to any of them. I never once said I went to them. I said I was invited to a baby shower. I've been invited to baby showers. I said, and I see a friend of mine who posts up events that she does for baby showers. I've never once said I went to any of them. I have gone to one. I went to one years ago for a young lady who I used to work with, and it was the same situation, and I am the child's godfather. But that was the only baby I went to, and that was over 20 years ago. But I've been invited, and that's what I said. I've been invited to baby showers, and I saw these baby showers posted, and it always seems to be a celebration. That was the question. Should these be celebrations or should it be shame? Because I remember when I was growing up, and that's when I went into my story. So, I mean, for the person to post that question, they're not listening. See, some people listen.
I have a question. What's the fix for this? What is the fix? Because we aren't waiting until marriage for sex. We are not waiting for marriage. As a collective, as a collective, we are not waiting for marriage until to have sex. With that being said, every time you lay down, there is a possibility of a woman getting pregnant.
That's right.
So if that initial birth control cells,
it's less of a possibility.
But she can't finish.
If that
you be quiet. Let her finish.
She can't finish. She can't. If that initial mode, I ain't interrupted nobody. I mean, you interrupted her. Let her finish.
If the initial mode of birth control fails, right? And I heard the officer speaking of abortion, right? And you two, let's just say you're in a relationship. The initial form of birth control fails. You guys go and agree that we're not married yet. We're not in a place or a space to be married yet. So we're going to go get this abortion. You guys are still in a relationship.
Or give it up for adoption.
Huh? Okay, you continue to have sex.
Or get it up for adoption.
Once you continue to have sex and you get pregnant again, what's the fix? Are you going to get an abortion again? How does that work? What's the other side to this is what I'm wondering.
But you keep saying, but see, the thing is, are these people, see, you have to look at situations. If you know you're having sex, unprotected sex, more than likely you're going to get pregnant over and over and over again. If people aren't using protection, whether it's the man using protection or the woman using protection, somebody is making a conscious effort to make sure, or on their part, to try to not make a baby out of that intercourse. So I mean, that is another discussion, you know. But in most cases these days, you have grown women, 30, 40 years old, who know that they can get pregnant, and they're sleeping with a man, and they're not taking any precautions, and they know he's not taking any precautions, and then they have this baby. And then the guy is like, you know, of course he's gonna say, well, I wasn't trying to have this baby. I wasn't trying to have this baby. And then, you know, and so he wants to walk away. But of course, now he's in a situation because she's having the baby. So now he's held responsible for it. So now you resentful in the situation because all he was doing was trying to have sex. And so now he's caught in a situation where he's forced to have to deal with a child, and the child, and who ends up suffering? The child ends up suffering. And like I said, there's so many ways this conversation can go. I'm not condoning, I'm not condemning, I'm not any of it. I'm just I brought it up because there was so many ways that it can go, and I wasn't expecting it to go. Like I said, we end up in child support court, and I'm still trying to get the baby born. So I mean, for me, it was just that these are things that actually young people hear and talk about, because a lot of young people don't hear that. And like in my program, and I'm using my program for an example. In my programs, the schools will not allow me to talk about contraceptives. And if I do talk about it, I have to let them know when I'm going to do it, and then their kids can opt out. Their parents can have them opt out of it, because they don't want me to talk about it in the classroom. And
they trying to control that
really
and have health
me.
classes talk about that.
I just got to say this real quick. I'm about to tag BGS in.
So we go.
Okay, D. Darrell, what do you object to?
Wait a minute. Why do I have to object to anything?
I'm asking you a question. What do you object to, or you agree to?
Well, I'm gonna say this. I don't know the brother's training or lack thereof, but the psychological inferences that he made were grossly untrue, unsubstantiated by research. I would inject that he needs to go back and maybe read some books on attachment theory. Also on Pavlov, that was also misusage of that.
Oh boy.
That was totally out of context.
How?
When it as it relates to some of the stuff that's been talked about, why am I not hearing about? I want to understand this, and I would.
I'm asking you a question. How was it out of context?
Please.
Because when you're looking at Pavlov, the theory of Pavlov is about getting an unconditioned response with a conditioned stimuli. Well, how did that apply to what he was talking about?
Because in the black community,
the black community is not conditioned to anything. That was not the basis.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Do you understand?
Let him speak. You asked him a question. He's gonna give it to you.
You're saying that the black community has not been conditioned by outside forces?
In what manner? What are you speaking of? Give me context.
Psychologically, socially, economically, educationally?
That is vague. Please give me context. Are you? If
I may, Raw, this is important. Let me get this out real quick.
Let me say this.
No, brother. Let me say this. Let me say this because this is important.
Okay,
I don't want us to get off into blaming niggas somehow. Please, let's go back to talking about the lady in her response. You came in. I don't want you to derail the conversation until you niggas ain't shit, man. You did, and I really want us to not go off into how and you're going at Raw, and you're answering Charles' question.
What I objected to? That's what he asked me.
I know what Charles asked. I know what Charles asked. I hear you, brother. I hear you.
I like the answer. That's your problem.
No. It's not even that I don't like the answer. It's not even that.
Emotional. Why are you so emotional?
Nigga, I'm gonna say this. How I speak. Nobody thinks I'm emotional. Hold on.
Whoa.
One. Hold on.
Anybody think I'm being emotional?
No.
Yeah, you're very emotional. You sound like.
I'm gonna say this, right? When you look at black people,
okay,
the most studied motherfuckers in this country ever, the most studied motherfuckers in this country, they ain't a goddamn vague about us that they studied. Okay?
Facts.
When you look at our economics, when you look at our social skills with each other, the reason why this chick didn't fucking think a fucking scientist, a nuclear physicist wasn't good enough for her is because of her fucked up social skills in the first place. She thinks she's better than this motherfucker. She thinks she could get better than this motherfucker when actually men date down. You know
why? Can I ask a question?
Not yet.
Okay, so how do you know that, Charles?
How do we know that?
Yeah, how do you know that?
She proved it.
She just showed me.
How do you know? But Charles, when we're looking at we have to understand the environment in which that was done. I mean that was not a typical social situation or interaction.
It doesn't matter,
Wait, hold on. Can I finish my? Can I finish?
Go ahead,
finish my? What I'm stating is that we're gonna base all of that on a 3 to 5 minute interaction on a YouTube stream. Are you serious? Is that what we're doing?
Absolutely.
So you mean to tell me? You mean to tell me?
Let him go, y'all, because I know where he's going. Let him go.
So you're
Let him go. Let him go.
You can constrict. You can unpeel what she was thinking, her preferences, her ideology as far as towards men, towards dating, her value system, all of that from 5 to 3 minutes.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh wow, that's incredible. That is incredible.
What did the young lady say?
I'm gonna make my rebuttal to that.
Brother,
I don't want nobody on the panel to say anything. I'm gonna make my rebuttal to that.
But it's an echo chamber here.
What the hell did I just say? One, not only did she make a rebuttal on another stream, two, let me ask you something. You walk down the street, a dude hits you in your face for no apparent reason. From off of 2 seconds or half a second that guy hit you, how long did it take to realize this guy is my enemy? He poses a threat. A lot fucking shorter than what the fucking interaction between her and that guy.
Yes, Cedar, okay.
So, really, if you really want to break it down,
Yeah,
I'm not finished.
I couldn't hear you for like 30 seconds. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said, how long, if you're walking down the street, it takes you, if a guy punches you in the face for no reason, all of a sudden, how long do you know that this guy's a threat and an enemy? Do I really need to go? Do I really need 5 minutes to figure it out? No.
That's a bad analogy.
That's actually a great analogy.
No, that's a bad analogy because you're talking about somebody's life being at risk as opposed to somebody dating. That doesn't correlate.
As a matter of fact,
that doesn't correlate.
I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna break it down.
Hold on.
I'm gonna break it down even. I'm gonna break this shit down.
This is funny. This is hilarious.
Charles.
When she even says, "Oh, he doesn't have any personality," tell me about yourself. When he told her about his interests and what he's done, oh, he doesn't have any personality. That shows you the low class bullshit that a lot of our women are on.
What about this, Charles? Let's look at it from an alternative perspective.
We can't look at it from an alternative perspective. We got to look at it from what is presented.
No. I'm just saying. How about that? Could be multiple ways to look at things. You don't have to look at things just one way.
We look at the evidence presented.
Okay, and the evidence can be perceived in many ways.
Then guess what? Guess what it was perceived by many of people.
Not by everybody. No, everybody don't think the same.
Many of people said that she was out her fucking mind.
Okay, because he was a garbage man. Would you
entertain him? Let's see what he got to say. Let's see what he got to say. Go.
Hold on. If he was a garbage, let's say if he was not a damn physicist, I think people are getting caught up in the fact of what he does as opposed to.
What did I tell y'all earlier? What did I say? I told y'all. I told y'all.
I'm gonna say this.
Fucking told y'all.
Let's say he was a teacher. Let's say he was a teacher.
Right. You're making my point even better.
Yeah. No, I'm not. No.
Yes, it is.
I'm making the point that regardless of what you do does not comprise of totally who you are.
I fucking told y'all. I told y'all.
She was basically speaking of the fact that she didn't like the way he came off as far as him talking about things about himself that he accomplished as opposed to the things he liked, things he did.
Isn't that how men have talked about
and she has the right to do that.
She has the right to she talked about themselves for millennia. If the king wanted to fuck a bitch in the village, is he gonna say, "I'm the king"?
That's another bad analogy.
No, it's a great analogy.
That's a horrible analogy.
Do you not understand what an analogy is?
If we're going to talk about dating and compatibility, and we're going to talk about communication and all dynamics of relationships and interaction between black men and black women, let's keep it to that. When you go into these things, you lose credibility in your stance.
I'm going to stop you right there.
You do, brother.
Let me when I can get on.
This is funny, man. This is hilarious.
I'm going to stop it right there. See, this is the reason why the analogy fell short on you, because really, you're trying to be right instead of correct. And see, here's the fucked up part about it. When any other race of men can brag or talk about their accomplishments, they're called mavericks. They're called great men. They're called founding fathers.
Alpha.
They're called alpha. When black men do the same, oh, you got to have personality. If that was a white boy, she wouldn't say shit about his personality.
Facts.
Let me know when I can respond.
Shit about him. I'll let you know. She wouldn't say shit about that personality. And you know what's even more fucked up? Is that she'll pass up a good-looking, athletic, intelligent brother with a damn good career that he's currently in, and the one after he gets out the military, and she'll settle for a cheddar bulb-ass white boy and think that she struck gold. Go ahead.
So you based all of that off of 5 minutes of discussion?
Not even 5.
Not just 5 minutes. Less than that.
That's incredible insight.
And then on top of that,
that's incredible, man. That's incredible.
Listen to when she was brought back on the show.
That was incredible, man. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. What's wrong with a person having an opinion of what she wants and don't want? Whether it's bad, you know what I mean?
No one is saying that.
Can I speak without being interrupted? Okay, I can't. I'll mute and let you speak. And let me know when I
man. But
nobody said that. Nobody said anything about her not having compatibility.
Semantics, man. Like,
come on, bro.
Let me know when I can speak. Let me know when I can speak.
You're going to speak to what was actually said. You're not going to infer what you want it to be. Nobody said that she had to be with somebody she's not compatible with. We're not fucking stupid here.
Right.
No, nobody said you were stupid. Here. No one said you were stupid. But coming from brother, you basically miseducated the whole. You miseducated. Brother, you miseducated the live stream on attachment theory, so I can't take much from what you're saying, brother. I mean,
I didn't.
You have to re-educate yourself. But in regards in regards to this, she has a right. She has a right. She has a right to have whatever opinion she has, just like a man has a right to have an opinion about a woman that he wants to want. I don't see what the big deal is. What's the big deal?
She has a right to be.
What's the big deal?
She has a right to suffer her choices.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait a minute. If somebody's not interested in somebody, they're not interested. What's the big deal? I think we're trivializing a very minuscule situation, and we're putting more into it than what's necessary. Come on, Charles. You should be better than this.
Okay. Don't tell me I should be better than shit. Okay? Because here's the problem what we do with black women in the community. We don't make them suffer their fucking choices.
Facts.
Make them stick to them fucking
choices.
They
don't?
Facts.
Are you serious?
They don't.
No,
you crazy. The whole black community suffering from choices. What are you talking about?
Wait. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, brother. Hold on. Go ahead.
Because now he's pissing me off. You trying to tell me that black women don't suffer their fucking choices?
Yes, they do. All the fucking time. They do. Every day.
When?
Every day.
When? Give me a fucking example.
Black people suffer as a whole. This is not a genderized situation where one suffers and the other one don't. What reality are you living in?
Did I say black people or black women? There's a
black women are not.
I'm saying black women because I thought we were talking about black women.
I said black women.
You said black people, brother.
Fucking choices.
I'm saying black women and black people, period.
Nope, that's nope. Answer the question. Answer the question. He said black women.
What about it?
Black women suffer from
Okay. Let me make it clear. Let me make it clear for him. What we're asking you is very simple. Do black women suffer the consequences of insane, retarded ass mate choices that they make?
Yes,
That's the question.
Yes, they do.
Wait. Okay, let's stop. Let's pause right there. Give me examples of that. No generals.
Okay,
go ahead and answer that.
Please give me the safety net that presents black women.
Ask a question with a question.
No. Okay.
Answer
the question.
You're a therapist,
brother. I was very clear with what I asked. No. I was very clear with what I asked you.
How do you make bad mistakes and don't suffer from the consequences?
No, give me examples.
By the power of Grayskull.
Okay, so let me do this again, Charles.
Can I get some coherent?
Okay.
Will people listen to the playback?
Okay, let me do this. Let me lay it out for him again. Give me examples, because you don't have to be perfect on this. Just give me examples of you watching women who made insane, retarded mate choices, and then they had to deal with the consequences of it. Not generalities. Just give me some examples. An aunt, grandma, a sister.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You want examples? Okay, so like if you make bad financial decisions, you suffer those consequences. Bad credit, you get evicted from your place, you pay for it. Bad financial decisions, bad reproductive decisions, bad educational decisions. Those things, black women suffer from the consequences of those things all the time. What are you talking about?
I said mate choices, brother. I said mate. You gave every example except for mate choices. I said
if you make bad choices, brother. If you make bad choices in regards to what you do and don't do, you suffer consequences for that. There's no safety net to correct.
Are you saying? Hold on, Charles. Hold on, Charles.
What are you talking about?
Are you saying in the American context, in terms of women in general, which is inclusive of black women, when a woman goes out here and makes a poor decision and gets pregnant by a man that she knew wasn't shit.
Okay.
Is there a consequence and a penalty for that decision?
Yes, it is. It's called poverty.
What is it? No,
it's called poverty. That's the consequence. It's called poverty. That's usually what happens to women that make those mistakes. They're in poverty.
When I say consequence, hold on.
Black women have a network of $5 fucking. What are you talking about? The consequences.
Can you please stop?
That's consequences.
Can you just shut the fuck up, man, and stop? God damn. When I say penalties, I mean across the board globally. In most places in the world, when a woman makes a poor choice and a mate, she suffers from not being able to eat. Now, we do agree that eating is very vital to the human condition. Would you agree to that? Is eating vital?
Of course it is.
Okay, so do women globally suffer from those bad decisions from an eating standpoint compared to American women across the board?
Brother, I just listed the reasons. I don't know where you're going with this.
Answer the question, bro.
What's the question? I don't get it. I just gave you asked me reasons, and then you want to talk about.
Okay.
Hold on,
Rael. I'm
confused.
Ask the question.
I'm confused.
And listen. Stop and listen, because I'm going to ask you the question very simply. Do American women suffer like any other woman in the planet?
No, they don't. Because they're not in any other country. This is America.
So let me ask you this.
So that's a difference.
Stop talking when I'm going to go to the next question, please. So we're going to go to the black community, right?
Right.
Who has the highest out of wedlock birth rates?
Who has the highest out of birth rate?
Out of any woman in America?
Black women.
What's the number? Do you know?
Usually,
it's about 80. It's about 80. Probably about 80%.
Usually,
close. That's good.
Usually, women take a hit for that. Did black women take a major hit for that?
Yes, they did.
No, they're not.
It's called poverty.
Guess what?
Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called low economics.
I'm going to tell you this. Stop.
Children.
So
I can't even speak, man. I can't speak.
Hold on.
Ryo just gave you an answer.
Their children took a hit, but they ain't took no hit.
Children.
Thank you.
The fuck out of here.
So I'm going to
What
tell
you mad about, brother?
Stop talking. God damn.
What you mean? Are you going to tell them to not talk?
I've told everybody not to fucking talk. So you're going to tell me, we'll even go back to the 90s when they had this 3 strikes rule that predominantly struck down black men.
Right.
So they gave black men 3 strikes and you're out. They gave black women welfare reform, where a lot of these dumb bitches got fucking degrees and government jobs they didn't even fucking deserve.
Are you?
Am I historically incorrect?
Do you know how many women were forced out of welfare because of welfare reform?
And guess what they were
didn't
forced
better for them.
That, bro. Are you listening?
Are you serious? That little government.
So you're gonna fucking tell me that I'm historically inaccurate when I've witnessed this shit in my own fucking city and others?
And I seen it in my city too.
So you're telling me you go to fucking the courthouse right now. Who are they predominantly working? Who is in there predominantly working? Is it black men or black women?
Black women have historically always been in those government jobs. What are you talking about?
So did they suffer
before
the unemployment rate? Do they suffer even the fucking unemployment rate and homelessness that black men suffer? Where they subsidize for their rent and their food?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, there are good.
So you're telling me.
Can I answer the question? Can I answer the question? I can't even answer the question. You're talking about government subsidies that keep you in poverty. These are all poverty-stricken as government policies and fucking entitlements. They're not thriving off of that shit. Come on, man.
I'm gonna tell you some fucking shit that's real.
They're not thriving.
There's a lot of black women on Section 8 who live in better houses than what niggas can buy.
That's a fact.
Are you kidding?
So stop that.
No, that's a fact, brother. That's a fact.
That's bullshit. That's who the fucking, when you try to rent a house, the first fucking thing they try to find out if you have a voucher. Why? Because 90% of that fucking money is government made. Yep. So you telling me, what nigga, you got black men who fought in wars. You really want me to go there?
Charles, are you telling me you're telling me all of the? I'm just gonna ask you a question. For all of the money that was into those entitlements and government programs.
I'm gonna say 3 words. Actually 2. Goldman Sachs.
Okay, now you got a point with that one. I'll give you that one. That just recently happened. I'll give you that one. But these other government funded that shit amounted to nothing. They were still in poverty. You're talking about things that keep you in poverty, brother.
How can you be in poverty when you're given a government fucking job and you get subsidized rent on top of that?
Okay, then. So if you're going to say that, the fact that it's the government that statistically stated that net worth is $5. So how you going to sit there and talk about government funding, but they're worth $5 on average? That don't make sense. That don't make sense. If you got a net worth of $5, you can't brag about no goddamn job. That ain't shit.
Hold on. Do you need
that? Don't even make sense.
Hold on.
That don't even make sense.
Do you need a net worth when the government is constantly bailing you out?
Bailing you out of what? To be in poverty?
Hey, Raw, go ask the corporations that answer.
You already know, man.
You're watching it all across the board.
There's no come up from this. What are you saying?
Hold on.
Do y'all understand economics?
As a matter of fact, that's the reason why they want a baby so badly when their old asses is 34 and 40.
Thank you.
Want me to tell you why?
Charles? Come on, Charles. Charles, you better than this.
Let me get it.
Come on, brother.
Charles, let me get at this.
I'm better than this. No. I'm the nigga you put in the mud because I love it.
Charles, let me get
Go ahead.
Let Raw go.
First of all, when my shorty worked at the state, I'm going to just give you a couple of stories. One was a story where a woman was in her 40s. She had 11 kids by 11 different dudes.
Okay.
And she was pregnant with her 12th, number one. So clearly there was an incentive to keep having them. Number two, there was a woman that she said quit her job as a school teacher. She had a child. And the reason why she quit her job was because she said that she got more in government benefits than she made as a teacher. Now, if that ain't,
are you serious? So what you're gonna do is take extreme anecdotal occurrences and make that the norm. Is that what you're doing? Right?
Okay. Brother. Let me ask you something. No, Rod. Let me get this. Let me get this. Rod. No, brother. Okay. We hear you. You said it 5 times. This is what I'm saying to you. What was the conversation that we've been having since post-COVID? Is it not the government? Is it not corporations and companies saying, "Hey, we might have gave out too much money. These people ain't going back to work." Do you understand that's all Raw is saying on a smaller scale?
No, I don't understand that. Because as far as I'm concerned, there's plenty of people, there are plenty of businesses that are hiring and so forth. So I don't get that.
All these corporations are complaining. You're missing the point.
The real money that was gained was for businesses. The businesses were the ones who got all the money.
You're purposely missing the point. What was the complaint? Are you being you're being so disingenuous right now.
No, I'm not. The businesses, the money was given to the businesses, not people, man.
Bro, he know what I'm saying.
Hold on, everybody. Let me ask you something real quick, right? 70, 80 years ago, what was the quickest way for a woman to get out her parents' house?
Get married.
What's the quickest way for a girl to get out of her parents' house now?
She has a choice to leave whenever she wants.
No.
What does that have to do with
What's the quickest
having a child?
Way
are you losing your mind? No woman trying to have a child to leave a home. They could just leave on their own recognizance. What do you mean?
In other words, the quickest way for her is to have a baby, and look what social service will do.
Charles,
if you would see why would you get a job?
Charles, that's poverty.
$30,000-$40,000 an hour.
Charles,
she's gonna get over $100,000 in benefits.
Are you serious?
Brother D.
Where are people getting $130,000 in benefits, Charles?
No. We're gonna go.
Stop it, Charles.
Down, man.
Give me a second. James is trying to go, y'all.
No, hold on. Let me pull everybody down. Because right now, you're gonna tell me that when we did welfare reform, a lot of these bitches got government jobs that they could barely.
No, they didn't.
Why do you think the fucking court is so?
No, they didn't. You know what happened, Charles? Charles, you know what happened?
These chicks.
Charles, you know what happened?
You're talking to a person who fucking lived it.
I work in the industry. I work for government agencies. I'm in mental health. I know what happened. What are you talking about?
Women on my block.
Okay, Charles.
You got motherfuckers who were fighting to get fucking VA benefits, but bitches could go to school for free.
That means if you get benefits, that means you served for your country. You're entitled to that. What are you talking about, Charles?
Yeah. What the fuck did I just repeat?
You're gonna serve for nothing?
Repeat what the fuck did I say?
Charles, you're gonna serve for nothing and not get the benefits you're entitled to?
Repeat what the fuck I just said.
I don't understand why these bitch made dudes come in these spaces. I just don't.
I know. So why are you up here? So tell me why you up here.
What the fuck I said?
Since you said that, why are you up here?
You a pussy ass nigga.
Yeah, Nick, why are you up here then, man? Why are you calling me names? You triggered? You triggered, brother. Why you triggered? You so feminine, man. Why you so?
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond. Plus.
Now that I got everybody's attention. So we got guys who are getting hell trying to get VA benefits, but these chicks are going to school, getting jobs, getting daycare vouchers. How many times you have brothers take care of their kids and they struggle to even get fucking food stamps? But these bitches can have goddamn a whole Royal Rumble in their fucking house and get numerous. I mean, bitches will have 3 kids and will get $800, so many damn stamps that the bitches be selling them. And guess what? They will, and here's the fucked up part. There are places in major cities, Baltimore, New York, and others, where chicks were getting welfare, and they would actually move them into the nice part of the fucking neighborhood, or a nice neighborhood where it's like a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath house.
Please.
So we're not going to go. We're not going to go off of that, but we're going to go to James.
Brother D, what part of the country are you in, if you don't mind me asking?
Excuse me?
What part of the country you reside in, if you don't
I'm
mind?
in Houston.
Okay. So, brother, coming from the East Coast and the liberal states, I don't know how extensive it is for you.
I actually grew up in Louisiana, but I've been in Houston since 2000.
So let me say this, and as Brother Charles and any of the brothers who live in mostly the liberal states, we're speaking from what we see on the ground, right? The amount of benefits that women receive from what we see, especially in these liberal states, it doesn't make any motherfucking sense.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious, brother. I can tell you right now in the state of Massachusetts.
So can you explain the poverty rate?
Hold on. Let me finish his
point.
Okay.
Let me finish, brother. Let him finish his damn point.
Let me finish my point.
I'm just asking a
hold on.
Pointed question.
First of all, I agree, Brother Charles. You can't equivalent poverty when you have a safety net. You're talking about one of the most expensive states in the United States. I know sisters who've been living in public housing. That is, we're talking about almost what?
You mean New York?
New York, Boston's just as expensive. Boston's right next to New York. You're talking about at least for a 3-bedroom, brother. We're talking about $2,800, and the rest, I would say 80%, 90% is subsidized.
And
by
you're talking about gutted out and refurbished,
all
fucking rehabbed. Everything.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Okay, so
let
me talk. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna be quiet. Go ahead.
So I'm just in this. When you add the fact that with these subsidies, and they can go to any university free of charge, especially in the liberal states where they just basically any woman who's black who walks in there like, oh, I need help, they will find you financial aid, grants, all types of crazy shit. It's like it's pointless of having a shelter for women in these liberal states, because the amount of resources that is given to these women with multiple children. We ain't talking about the one, maybe two. We talking
multiple men at that.
Yeah, well, we talking about the abuse, the system. And this is what I'm telling you. I know chicks who live in like a place called Newbury, one of the most expensive streets in Massachusetts, man. That's just a minimum for a 1-bedroom, $4,000. You got bitches living in that area. Brand new, condominiums all week.
Developments,
Developments, man. This is crazy. And you can't even get a black man who is productive in society, who may be priced out, he can't even get none of them bitchin' fucking vouchers.
Okay,
that's the scary part.
Wait, D. Wait, D. Before you ask your question, because I gotta tie all of D. Okay. Let me tie everything in for you. When you initially came in, I said I didn't want this to derail into finding some weird way of blaming niggas type shit. Right? There's a reason why I said that, because look at where we are now with this conversation. Right? The reason why we spoke. Wait. I'm not done yet. I ain't land. The reason why we're speaking. That's good.
He just started.
Thank you. I'm okay. I am long-winded, so you're just gonna have to deal with it, unless you're gonna drop off. The issue that we have with this young lady, and it was told to me by a young lady on the breakdown, is women like this will turn down a brother like that, and then think that a man is supposed to double back and save her in 15, 20 years. And a young lady on the breakdown told me straight up, Why deal with y'all men now? Because y'all got to save us anyway. So the reason why you hear us speaking the way we're speaking is because we already know what's animating her, what's fueling her, and why she turned this guy down. Because she thinks that that guy is going to be available, or somebody, one of us, is going to be available in a decade or 2 decades when she realized she didn't crash into the wall to come and save her. That's why we're speaking the way we're speaking. So I don't know if you don't realize that. Maybe your life experiences are different, but from our experiences, women that sound like this think that the government's going to save them, or some man is going to save them, white, black, Asian, Latino, or otherwise, and save them from the insane, stupid-ass ideas, choices they made 10 and 15 years ago. Brother, and I'll pause right there. Go ahead.
Brother D, I'll yield after this. I dated a chick, brother. She lost her job, right? She had no kids. The first thing the bitch said was like, oh, where can I go apply for food stamps? This is how wide some of these bitches are. She didn't even think about, oh, let me get back on my feet. Let me go back to school. The first thing she was like, how do I apply for food stamps? I'm like, what the fuck?
So let me know when I can respond.
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this. So can you explain to me why they have, since you want to talk about how great the system is and all these entitlements and all these wonderful gadgets and gifts that they got, why are there so many black women and men from the East Coast moving to the South? Why are they moving to? Brother, if it was so great, can you explain that?
Okay,
because as far as I'm concerned, they shouldn't be leaving that shit.
Brother D,
the stuff y'all saying, why would they want to leave that?
Hold on, brother. If you talking about black men, there's
talking about black men and women.
No. Hold on. The reason why I can tell you all the black chicks I know that got these subsidies, they're not moving to the South.
Oh, yes, they are. You want a bit?
Brother.
They're coming. Hold on. They're moving to the South.
Did you not hear what James said? Say it again, brother. Say it again. I don't think he heard you.
It's clear. The women who have benefits right now are not jumping ship to move to the South. And I'm gonna tell you straight up. I
know for a fact there are women from
let me finish this point
that are moving.
Brother D, let me tell you why they won't leave. I'll tell you from the state of Massachusetts. The state of Massachusetts has a law for healthcare, mass health. It's subsidized healthcare, probably one of the best in the country. It doesn't matter how poor you are, you can still receive the best healthcare in the country. That's number one why these bitches ain't leaving. That's number one, because you can just have us taxpayers to pay that shit. She can have 4 or 5 babies, go to the best hospital in the country for pregnancy, Brigham's, and be good. That's number one. Number two, there are too many universities here to give these bitches a second chance.
This is funny.
No, I'm just being real.
No,
because at the end of the day, I'm just being real. Because at the end of the day, they're in liberal states. They have no problem promoting feminism. We're talking about one of the top feminist schools that in Massachusetts. Wellesley. Leslie used to be, Wellesley is where Hillary Clinton went. My cousin graduated from that school, brother. I can tell you how brainwashed that shit is. That's number two. Number three, why would a woman who has all these subsidies move to the South, where one, transportation is not adequate, right? Number two, the access to healthcare is not adequate.
Conservative states.
Hold on, and we're talking about the liberal states, the one that, especially Massachusetts, so you got Harvard, MIT, all them motherfuckers up here. And number three, why would I leave something that I know for a fact if I go somewhere else, the same legislators, the same individuals are not going to promote my agenda?
Oh, really?
You telling me, hold on, you telling me
really
right now, hold on, you telling me the state of Texas is going to promote the same agendas as the state of Massachusetts or New York or DC?
No, I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm stating.
Well, that's
I'm just asking you to explain why are they moving here, because they are.
No, but D. Darrell, you're missing what he's saying. Okay, let me say it, Charles. Let me say it clear. Let me hear. No. Let me say it. Let me say it clear. Let me say it clear.
As soon as I say something, I get
D. No, because I want to make sure that you.
Go ahead. I'm just gonna mute myself and let you speak.
Let me say this. Let me say this, Charles.
He's not missing it.
Let him
He's
speak.
avoiding it.
Because I want to make sure I want to make sure that he does it so blatantly. It's very clear. It's clear, but still, what James is saying is that the women on those programs aren't the women moving to the South. Do you understand that?
No, I don't, because they're moving.
Okay, all right, Ra, you're right. They're
moving.
You're right. Okay,
okay.
It goes in all economics, socioeconomics.
People
social economics
are moving to the South. Let me explain this, right? Texas is a pretty expensive ass state to live in, right?
No, it's actually not.
No,
Texas is not expensive
I'm gonna put it to you this way: it will be, because that's where your tech hubs are moving, right?
Yeah, real estate is starting to get expensive.
Real estate is expensive. Yeah, but compared to California, Texas is relatively.
The people who are moving to Texas. The people who are moving to Texas are usually from the Cali folks, just like they're moving in Nevada, because those are where the tech hubs are going. Yep. And then whenever you take those tech hubs, that's when it gets expensive. Ask me how I know. That's what's happening to Baltimore in the last 10 fucking years. Okay.
Austin's extremely expensive.
Yeah, so you're telling me, right? You're telling me that women are going to move into a state where they're going to be pushed into working.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me
and
they're going to move into a state.
Yes.
They're going to move into a state where they're moved into where they got to actually fight for their own.
Right.
What's the minimum wage in Texas?
The minimum wage is I don't know. I think it's like, I don't even know. I think that
there are plenty of jobs in Texas, and these women ain't moving to Texas.
These women are moving to Texas. They're moving to Dallas. They're moving to Houston. They're moving to San Antonio, and they're moving to Austin. They're moving to the major cities. Matter of fact, it's funny that you're talking about the East Coast, because not too long ago, I just helped 2 black females from Baltimore that were living horrible. The same type of demographic in the same situation that you claim. One of them actually was literally moved because she didn't have a place to stay. Then you had another that was a runaway, and her family had all kind of issues. So I'm trying to figure out where's our great government.
Wait a minute.
And this is real talk. I got receipts on that.
How old are these 2 people?
Excuse me?
How old were these 2 ladies?
Now the little girl was about maybe 16, but her mom was probably, I'm gonna say her mom was in her mid. I'm gonna say her mom was maybe about 35, mid 30s.
You telling me?
And then the other lady
telling me
was like 20.
No. I'm gonna tell you what she did. She was
you know what she did, huh?
Was she on the system?
Okay, go ahead.
Was she on the system?
They both were in the system.
So in other words, right? They were moving because they were homeless, right?
No, one of them was homeless. The other one was the girl that was 16. She went back to her home with her mom, but she went back, but she ran away. She went back home. She had a lot of mental health and a lot of other issues. She went back home, but the lady that was 21 was. So
wait a minute, she was diagnosed for those issues, right?
Yeah, they all had mental health. I'm in the people that have.
So you're about to make my argument even greater. They're even deep in the system. They're going to be good.
Exactly.
So you're telling me that some chicks, and right now I'm on Bel Air Road in Baltimore. You go down the street going towards Overly. Them chicks could easily easily with one voucher live in a place that's what $2,200 a month.
So you're telling me, Charles? I want you to ask you this,
and that's
Charles.
a nice ass refurbished, rehabilitated house.
So you're telling me they're not putting? So you're telling me that these vouchers are just willfully accessible at will to everybody that's in need? That's what you're telling me?
Not for everybody. For women,
exactly.
Yeah, not the men like that.
Not the men. We're talking about women.
We're talking about women. They were built for women. I mean,
of course
for God's
it was
sake,
because the women.
I mean, God's sakes, it's for. Think about WIC, women, infants, children. Let me ask you this question, right? What's the male equivalent to the House of Ruth?
The House of what?
Charles, he was about to make a statement.
Thank you, bro. Damn, you come up. Finish that. They do it for women. Why? Exactly, Ron. I caught it too. Yes. Finish what you were gonna say. They do it for women. Why?
Who, me?
Yeah,
Yes.
you was about to say. You said they do it for women.
They do it. They do it for. I'm saying they do it for women because of the tie to children. That's the reason.
So fathers don't have children too.
No, Ron, don't cut it yet, Ron. Don't cut it yet.
The fathers
and then what ends up happening? Okay, so wait. So they do it for women because they have children, and then what happens?
These benefits too.
That's actually inaccurate. That's actually inaccurate.
Welfare benefits and food stamps.
Wait.
I know because I've helped mentally ill men.
Brother,
men get it.
Finish the point you were making.
Look at the caveat that you said. You said,
of course, it's going to overwhelmingly go to women and women.
What does that mean? Wait. What does that mean? What does that mean?
What you mean? What it means?
Now you don't know.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean. It means that these the programs were created for women.
Wow.
So what does that mean, Charles?
It doesn't mean anything. It's doing what it's intended to do.
Which means what?
It doesn't mean anything.
Oh my!
So are you saying
because it's made for women, it's discriminating against men?
Are you saying? So wait a minute.
You need to get your ass to work. You shouldn't even be wanting. You a man. You shouldn't even be wanting that in the first place.
Hold on,
bro. When white women got welfare from the government, white men benefited from that too, bro. Stop.
Who said? I didn't say white women didn't, because they benefit the most, Rael. You making an argument that I didn't even talk about. You creating an argument that ain't there.
Don't make welfare a man and woman issue, because the GI Bill was social welfare too. The GI Bill was a social welfare program, bro.
Right.
White men got to benefit first over black men who were denied their GI Bills.
And I'm going to say this real quick, man. You just made a fatal flaw of saying, well, you trying to say it's discriminatory against men? Yes,
no, I did not. I did not say that. I didn't say that.
Purposely discriminatory against men.
How is that?
Just like child support.
Explain why it is.
One, do men get a fair shot when it comes to child custody and child support in court?
No, they don't. They don't.
So
what does child custody have to do with welfare? We're moving the goalposts now.
We're not moving the goalposts, Justin Tucker.
Yes, we are.
We're gonna no. You admitted that men don't get a fair shot in child custody court, right?
No, they don't.
So who does welfare benefit? Who has the kids, right?
Right.
Who of the majority of the time gets the kids?
Women do.
So if you already have a very discriminatory practice within the court when it comes to child custody and child support, what do you think the probability of having discriminatory practices when it comes to welfare and benefits are going to be?
First of all, Charles, see, we have to discuss each thing separately, Charles. You're not. No, hold on. Wait a minute. You can't group everything into, because just because our custody situation doesn't mean you're going to be getting benefits. There are tons of women who win custody that are not on benefits. They're not getting benefits. What are you talking about? That makes no sense.
Brother D, he's talking about
hold on. I don't want nobody to say a goddamn word, please. You're gonna answer my question or get off my panel.
I did answer your question. You don't like the answer.
You're telling me right now that there is no discriminatory practices when it comes to Section 8, welfare, schooling, child vouchers, when it comes to women compared to men.
I never said I did. I said it was discriminatory.
So
I stated
if
that,
it's
brother.
discriminatory from the start, where the fuck do you think it's gonna end?
Okay, first of all, again, Charles, as I stated before, you have to talk about each situation separately. You're not going to mix. You're trying to mix up. You're trying to mix up government benefits with food stamps and WIC.
That's all government subsidies.
Then we're going to go from that to the court system.
And their government programs.
Let me ask you this question, right? Is child custody and child support, is that a government system as well?
Is what?
Is child custody and child support a part of the fucking government system as well?
Yes, it is.
So it's all interconnected.
No, it's not interconnected because they all have different purposes.
Brother, it all comes from one bag.
Brother, we gotta look at.
Wait a minute.
Charles, what is the purpose of welfare?
Wait a minute. So you telling me, right?
What's the purpose of child support? I mean, what's the purpose of welfare?
Well, welfare was for the women back in the day whose husbands died and they had no support. And usually welfare came through organizations like churches. It was never through the government like that.
Right. You're right.
It was never meant to it was not supposed to be used to subsidize irresponsible women's behavior.
An ATM, basically ATM.
Okay, so what about the irresponsible men behavior?
What is that,
dude?
You know, men are irresponsible too. You know that they go both ways, right?
Don't even go there.
I fucking told you. Wait, no, Charles, leave it. No, Rob, leave it. I got this. I said this from the beginning, did I not? I said I did not want this to derail. Wait, no, shut, nigga. If you don't let me speak, nigga, hey, I'm gonna talk right over you the whole time. You ain't gonna say shit, nigga. I'm gonna talk right over you, like I said before. I said it in the beginning. Don't derail this into what about these niggas and it's these niggas' fault. And you just did it. You literally just did it. I knew you was gonna get here because wait. You came on the panel to troll from the get. You came on the panel to troll from the beginning to bring it to what about these niggas? These niggas just fucking up. And you just did it. I called it over an hour ago, and you just did it.
I got muted.
Nigga, did you not just do what I said?
One example the whole time.
You just did it.
I've been up here for 40 fucking minutes, and I said,
and you did what I said you were gonna do from the beginning.
One thing,
and you did what I said you were gonna do from the beginning.
So you're reading my mind all of a sudden.
Apparently, I'm a really good soothsayer.
He knew exactly what you were going to do. That's why.
Respectfully, I'm gonna say this respectfully to Charles Faulkner. As we were interacting, how many times did I blame black men for anything?
Nigga, it didn't matter because I knew you was gonna get her anyway. Thank you. I knew you were gonna get her eventually anyway. Go ahead, Charles.
I'm gonna talk now, right?
Oh, Charles, how many times did I bring up black men for anything?
It does. I'm gonna answer you fully.
Thank you.
He predicted what you were going to say, and to make it into a blame black men issue.
I didn't do that, Charles.
Wait, let me finish.
Okay.
The whole point is that somehow, some way, we go from talking about how these chicks are delusional when they have a good man in front of them, a choice man in front of them, actually, into blaming black men. I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna say this shit, and I dare motherfucker even come next to it. Women choose who get to be fathers. Men choose who get to be wives. If a man picks a bad wife, that's on him. But if a woman picks a bad father, that's on her.
You open them legs to him.
And see, here's the fucked up part about it, right? You got 33 different ways, not including abortion, not to have that baby. You choose to have them for whatever fucked up reason you call in your brain. I'm going to keep him. I'm going to get some benefits. We going to get married, even though you know the nigga got other bitches right on the same block as you. So you can't, if this nigga, and I said this to girls I know, if this nigga had an example of not taking care of his first child, why the fuck did you fucking think of giving him a second? So I'm tired of people blaming men for shit when I give you 50% of my genetic material is in that baby, and sometimes even more because there's a lot more of that dude in there.
Brother,
but yet, you get to make
the ultimate, hold
on, but you make the ultimate fucking decision to either go on with the pregnancy or abort. But yet, can men legally abort their children?
No. Absolutely not.
Okay,
can we financially abort our children?
Yeah, you're doing that voluntarily. But
no,
Charles,
we can't. No.
There are plenty of men that are running away from their responsibility. Stop, Charles.
Guess
what? Stop, Charles. Come on, now you're being disingenuous.
Is there a penalty against that?
But see, Charles,
this nigga just did some sassy woman shit.
But Charles,
he literally just did sassy woman shit.
For anything, okay. I made a comparison, Charles.
Can I
hold on? Let Gavin get in because they ain't say shit.
Thank you.
I made one comparison that said instead.
But did you not just hear Charles
say about Gavin get in?
Thank you, sir. Mr. Darrell. Women across the country, like here in California, have where they can go to any police precinct, fire station, church, hospital, drop off a baby, and leave without saying a word, and that y'all be taken care of. No man can do the same thing. A man trying to do that exact same thing, he will be arrested or questioned.
Massive repercussions.
Thank you. That's
okay. So where do you get that?
Sir,
I'm not following you. Like, so you're meaning what? Like,
it's called safe haven laws. That's what I just told you. It's called safe haven laws.
I just want to get back to the part of me blaming black men for anything.
Allow me to finish.
You just don't want to address
but okay, go ahead, man. Go.
Thank you.
Vent. Go ahead and vent.
You know what? Excuse me for a minute. I got to say this. See, I got to say this real quick, and I'm going to give you your turn. See, this is the shit that I talked about as soon as this motherfucker started. Don't come up here defending no bitch after this video, right? Did I say that?
Yeah.
I fucking told you what was going to happen, Charles. I said it.
See, this is the reason why these bitches will look down upon a fucking nuclear physicist and not look down upon a street nigga. It's because motherfuckers don't hold these bitches accountable.
Brother,
okay, give me an instance where I didn't hold anybody accountable. Name me one situation where I didn't do that.
You can't even admit that there's some discriminatory practice.
Just because I don't agree with you don't mean I have to admit a damn thing. We don't have to see eye to eye on every goddamn thing.
Have a good night. Come back later. Have a good night.
I fucking sorry, Charles. I gotta do this. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rod. Go ahead, because you're about to compliment me. I'm not gonna let you pass that. Go ahead.
All that shit,
from the jump, I smelled it. I smelled it. He's a cop. Shout out to Fast and Furious 1. He's a fucking cop, right? I called it from the jump.
Yeah, you called it. Yeah, right. You got it right. You were waiting. What you were was just waiting on me to say something, and as soon as I say something,
Darrell.
I knew it.
Brother Darrell.
Really, hey, let me Darrell, Mr. Darrell. Either I was right or I was wrong. No. Let me wait, brother. Let me say this to him real quick. Let me just say this before you go.
I'm sorry.
Hey, let's call a thing a thing. Let's call a thing a thing. Either I was right or I was wrong, brother. That shit don't do nothing to me. So either I was right or I was wrong, bro. Either I was right or I was wrong. Answer the question. Either I was right or I was wrong. Did you or did you not come back to these niggas ain't shit?
Yeah, I couldn't stand it anymore because I had to take them down. I'm like this. I See, this is what happens when a person doesn't want to face reality. I'm gonna ask everybody on the panel and on the chat, what's the equivalent of the House of Ruth? If you're not familiar with the Baltimore area, the House of Ruth is a domestic violence center for women. When can men go when they're being abused domestically, which 67% of the time the woman is the aggressor in domestic violence. Yes, men do more damage because we're bigger and stronger, but women are more likely to use weapons.
See, folks, this video is something you can use when they say we hate women. Like, share, subscribe, donate to your interests. Can't make this up, can we? As Kevin would always say. Hey, Charles Faulkner says it best.
So we go.